good games that are mostly action RPGs is what I'm looking at.
You know, I'm just thinking in the back of my head, because you're saying doing a bunch of side quests. Today has quite a few, and I'm curious, because I know how I do one of the minigame sets that will happen today, and I've heard a lot of people say that that is the wrong thing to do, but I think it's easier. But I'll explain that later. Once the race actually starts. But yeah, so from the people I know we have playing, Hopscotch finally has internet, and did pick Ricky as his animal companion, and I thought he's the only person I can't be upset at because he's Australian.
Yeah, that's suitable for him.
So yeah, like he's got a, you know, he just got internet back, he's confused and scared, so he has a kangaroo friend to help him out.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Absolutely flawless logic.
Yeah, we had,
here,
I think we said one person picked
Anisep
Dimitri?
grabbed Dimitri, which is going to save an enormous amount of time in seasons. It also saves a little bit of time here, if you think about it, just because of how movement to the next goal, not this goal, works. But that's also a bit hard. But the fun thing about Dimitri is that you skip a ton of additional text boxes by grabbing Dimitri, because he doesn't have to explain shit, and you don't have cutscenes, and you don't have to do his quest in seasons.
Yeah, Dimitri he's pretty straightforward. He's just jump on me and I can swim. And then there's a whole throw him at enemies if you even care about it, but you don't really need to do that.
Yeah, and everybody is going to have to do a quest for Dimitri in seasons except for Anisep. They're also going to get a bonus cutscene, which the only one that's really funny with is the Moosh cutscene is great. The Ricky cutscene is stupid. Like, the Ricky cutscene just sucks. But, like, it changes between, if you have Dimitri, like, it's all waterfalls and stuff, and I think it's very pretty. Ricky's, they change the areas where the animal companions are to be to plains, which I also think is kind of boring. And Moosh changes everything to wasteland, which is just hideous and ugly, and you need Moosh to get through those areas. You can't supplement with, like, an item or, like, just, you know, clever jumps to get around most of it. You have to bring Moosh every time you want to go back there, which, during a race setting, those areas aren't really accessed heavily, especially in Ages. It's not really accessed heavily.
I mean, pretty much the players are never going to go back there unless they found, unless there's a Gasha nut that they're going to go back and grab.
Yeah. But Dimitri makes certain areas, just having basically a swimming thing that can kill stuff that you shouldn't be able to kill yet. It's very useful.
Alright, our racers are off. On the restream, we've got Hopscotch 007, Mooware, Nighty, and Someone325. Hopscotch was one of the folks who wanted to race this game, and unfortunately, as Alpha said before, Hopscotch has been having some issues with internet that have prevented him from joining our racing, but he is now back, he is in the saddle, and he's ready to go.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to figure out what to do with the mustache. They got to bring it to the old man in the past, and that's kind of important. Ooh, there's a potion drop
For Nighty. That's fabulous.
Nighty that is so lucky. That's his second potion drop.
Yeah, at this point, the players, they do have almost, or actually, I think that at this point they are good for finishing the quest. They're going to need the cheesy mustache they can trade to the guy who's struggling with humor. That'll get them a funny book. They could give the funny book to the depressing kid. The depressing kid will give them the tearful...
touching book.
The touching book. They could give the touching book to Maple. Maple will give them an ore. And then the ore is probably the one that'll be the trickiest because you need to give that to Rafton, and you probably wouldn't think about going back to talk to him.
And then Rafton gives you something, doesn't he?
He gives you a ukulele, and then you give the ukulele to the Zora on the coast. Which I think once you've got the switch hook, you're capable of doing that.
Yeah, okay, so here we have Hopscotch has the Moblin ring. It makes you look like a Moblin.
That's incredibly useful.
You can't attack. I think there's one of the transform rings you can attack during.
I'm pretty sure that all the transform rings are like that. You can't do anything with them.
I'm gonna look this up because it'd be very funny if you could. But yeah, so none of them have gone over there. Although it looks like Anisep. Oh, Anisep is a maple. I wasn't listening to their sound, so like, why did they stop? Atlanta Village, not that far. Okay, ooh, here's the switch hook. Oh, you can't hook shot off a ledge, unfortunately, or switch hook, but Hopscotch's gonna learn something. It's not... There you go. No, you can't do it.
Yeah, I don't think you can reach it. You do need a
No,
level
you can't.
2
You
switch
need,
hook.
So there's some spoilers. There might be a switch hook upgrade.
I mean, as soon as you pick it up and it says
Also has
level
1 next to it. No, oh, Hopscotch only had to talk to the guy. I don't know if Hopscotch has the mustache. Is the thing.
Yeah, if you've missed any of them so far, that's really going to throw you off on this.
Okay, I see someone is getting the book, and so now you gotta wait for Maple, the touching book.
I'm pretty sure as soon as you have this book, it like auto triggers Maple that she'll show up the first time you cross one of her screens.
It's possible. Other than that, you'll just probably naturally encounter Maple by interacting with things. Anisep going across using the switch hook. And yeah, the level 2 sword isn't as helpful and is much more out of the way in Oracle of Ages compared to Seasons. Okay, Hopscotch is given the mustache, so has the book, or has the joke book.
It's not a joke book, it's the funniest joke.
The funniest joke.
That he literally teaches you a perfect joke.
You know, see, 2 people, we just see a bunch of people doing, okay, you're gonna sing to the kid, you're gonna play with the kid.
If you play with Alpha, he'll get tired out and he'll sleep better.
Oh, Zenix's not here today, is he?
No, I don't know where Zenik is, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a shame. Maybe he can have a makeup race against Maurice. Yeah, so the Gorons talk about bomb flowers, something that hasn't been mentioned since Ocarina of Time. Everybody just kind of forgot about them, including in Majora's Mask a little bit.
Yeah, so this is another one where it's implied that there's some kind of a cycle going on here where Link has already given them the bomb flowers in the past, and so in the future they've got them.
Yeah, the other thing that it could be implied is that someone eventually got the bomb flower, but you start talking, and someone did get the bomb flower, but the difference is the Elder didn't make it. So what Link provided instead was more active time. Okay, so I see on Nighty's screen, met the Zora by the coast. That's mildly important if he ever finds the ukulele. I think he has the touching book, so we'll have to see if they try and guess what to do with the magic ore. Maple might give a hint when you get her.
I don't think she does. She randomly gives you an ore, and you're like, why does a witch have an ore?
There has to be some reason, because I knew the answer a million years ago. But yes, the Elder dies, and they get the bomb flower to blow it up, but Link brings it earlier, so it changed the future, but in a different way.
And now he just kills every Goron here by chucking a bomb at them.
You know, I wonder if someone's gonna do that in a certain part of the next goal, or the next game. I think you know the part I'm talking about. No one dies, but it's still funny.
It's always
kind of
funny.
sad.
Alright, so it looks like someone and Muir have picked up that they do need to travel to the present so that they can have a little chat with these Gorons in a different time and space.
Yeah, so some guy has ruthlessly taken all of the bomb flowers, and not fast enough for Anisep. Anisep, having played the game, I think knows the what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, I don't have Anisep up on the restream here.
Why? He's the only one with Dimitri. Although it doesn't matter now. Although Hopscotch is using Ricky right now.
Yeah, Hopscotch is trying to take advantage of Ricky. He's got the right place. He has the wrong time. Does need to travel back in time to the past so that he can access Rolling Ridge.
Yeah, everybody grabbing a lot of ladders.
To me, that's really a sign of whether a game is good or not, is if you can jump up the ladders to go faster. That's a sign that it's a good game.
You could arguably jump up the ladders faster than going on. That game, if you jumped wrong up the ladders, you just fell. And I don't know if it was any faster.
Pretty sure it's not any faster, but... You know,
it felt it, and it made fun sounds. Yeah.
It felt faster, and if it feels faster, that makes it faster.
Okay, so Anisep falling down. They can't make it across. It falls too fast. So they gotta work this out. Switching to the power bracelet, not switching to the switch hook. Switch hook is fun for those things. There's a time pad. There's also a door right here. Just a fairy in it.
Uh-oh, looks like Muir thinks he's stuck in a dead end. He's gotta swim on down. There we go. We're finding the secret passage here.
It's very secret.
And that's not the first time they're gonna do this to the players either. Give them a room it's a big old room, and they've got to go down into the corner to find that little passage.
Yeah, Dungeon 5, I think, is probably the most worrying part of the game.
Someone has his weariness being eased. I don't know if my weariness would be eased if somebody just conjured up a bunch of hearts in the air in front of me. I guess in Zelda games, these aren't intended to be anatomically correct hearts. Like, Link isn't looking at this and be like, oh shoot, that's like a heart out of something's body.
Yeah, I mean, it's just maybe it's just flying peaches, because you know Link heals when he just shoves everything into his face.
We're gonna get lots of peaches in Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Seasons.
Yeah.
Alright, so someone went back in time and found the Pegasus Seeds.
Yeah, the Pegasus Seeds are insanely fast movement. They are incredibly good, and they're the reason that this game is horrible, because of a very easy to execute wrong warp that you can do to access Goron Ridge after getting Rock's Feather. And then in the room, in a room down by Dungeon 6, you can then use that to jump over a 5 pit gap and get Pegasus Seeds early, which that lets you jump over a lot of things you're not supposed to. And even if you're doing all essences, it's still 5 minutes faster. It's 15 if you're just trying to beat the game.
It's like Muir's going back through here a second time. Maybe he was thinking that this is supposed to be a reflexes sort of thing, and he was just a little bit slow on that attempt.
Moblin King fight, though. So it's a very tricky fight, because you gotta throw the bomb back as it's about to explode.
It's a very, very hot potato.
Very hard. As you can see, there's bombs flying everywhere. And, you know, the bombs don't hurt you. There's not, well, like, until they explode, there's not a whole lot going on. Mauser is definitely a more threatening fight from Super Mario Bros. 2. And if someone took half a heart from the bomb.
Alright, someone has defeated the Moblin King, so we'll never ever see him again.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, and they're like, he was capitalizing on all their bomb flowers, he basically stole them all. Now they can grow bomb flowers without any worries. Here's a bomb flower.
Which is... See, this is another major inconsistency here.
No, because I think... Because they imply, because if you ask all the Gorons...
Oh, no, that's not where I was going with it. What I was going with it is, in Ocarina of Time, you're told that bomb flowers, as soon as you pick those suckers, they're ready to blow. And Link is just going to carry this thing across time and space. I
mean, this is the Lavina, Labrina. Variant. It's just a different plant. It's like, you know, you have two different types of cactuses, you know?
There's two different kinds of cactuses, everybody.
There's more than that. But, no, yeah, sure, it's exactly two. Ones that are stone statues, ones that are not. So there's a keyhole there. But, yeah, so it's implied that a different Goron did this, and Link just accelerated it, because they just said a young child brought bomb flowers here. And that could be Link, but because it's implied that the Goron Elder dies, it's not Link. Just, they made it there, eventually.
Alright, so it's Hopscotch's turn to go through this little mini dungeon here. Hopscotch is getting annihilated.
Hopscotch is getting wrecked! Oh my goodness, I don't think I've ever seen anybody die to just the falling fireballs, but... You know, I don't know if 2D sections share the same strange properties that they do in Link's Awakening. Okay, yeah, he can just leave. I think that's faster.
That was probably much faster. So it took a death, but that was a death that Hopscotch absolutely wanted to take. The only thing Hopscotch loses for that, there was a ring in one of the rooms that he won't get.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I think, yeah, so as you can see, the Goron leader is saved, and the Gorons end up being much happier for it. It's good times all around. Everybody trudging along at pretty solid pace.
Got someone talking to this Goron. This Goron is all like, man, humans look weirder every day.
Yeah, where's the part where you ingest rocks?
So unfortunately...
Hopscotch goes back here, though.
Yeah, and Hopscotch made a bit of an error here as well.
Well, Hopscotch doesn't know this is a dead end.
Well, that's not it. It's Hopscotch went to one of the other screens, and there was a very conspicuous rock that he chose not to pick up. And that's the rock that's got the hidden warp underneath it. So he is going to need to find that if he's going to advance.
Yeah. I think mainly it was Hopscotch just thinking that this area is real, because I'm pretty sure Hopscotch is one of our blind racers.
Hopscotch is definitely blind.
So, unlike Anisep and someone, know that you don't, because that's one of the parts of the game I feel like you just remember, is that you need Pegasus Seeds to defeat the Moblin King.
So Nighty making a smart move there, realizes that his power ring is going to be more of a liability than an asset at the moment, so he takes it off.
And that power ring, even though it's just level 1, do you think anybody's going to spend the time to punch in the passcode for the rings?
I don't know. But you're right. That is a thing to keep in mind. That when you play a linked game, you can put in your password from Vasu, and that will allow you to take your rings between the games.
Yeah, and compared to, as I see, oh, someone's already in Crown Dungeon. Compared to Ages, the powering is way more useful in Seasons because you're using your sword a lot more.
Yeah, so that'll definitely be something that the players will want to do, although it'll take them a bit. I'll have to play the second one and remember the operation, but it may just be as easy as they can write down their password before they start, and they'll
Yeah,
just be ready to
they
go.
have to talk to
Vasu.
The snake or the red snake to get the password, and then they get the other password elsewhere because the ring passwords are different from the game passwords.
Right.
But yeah, this is the final dungeon that they designed with all color puzzles. And it is heavy on the colors. It's possible that this was even meant to be a later dungeon because I think this is quite a difficult dungeon. Like, you have crystal switches for red and blue and also yellow. Like, it's nuts. And everything is red and blue in this dungeon, I'm pretty sure.
Although, really, although it's color puzzles in that it's red and blue, you really could have put these same puzzles in Link's Awakening, and it wouldn't be that tricky. You just recognize that, okay, well, the switch is down, then I just hit the switch to make it go the other way.
This is one of the things where someone not being blind is important, because the seed shooter is what you use, and you just gotta do a diagonal shot and you get it. Oh, maybe forgot how it works.
I don't know. It may also be one of those things that this is pretty late in the game. Might just not even remember it.
Yeah, that's very possible. But that is...
It's not really an obvious puzzle that I would think that somebody would
Yeah, I think
remember.
usually... I think they tell you... Or like, if you shoot with a seed shooter, you see it. And then you shoot the other ones with seed shooter. And I think it's a little bit more obvious than that. Hopscotch, meanwhile, is looking for a portal somewhere. We have... Okay, so Nighty has the magic ore.
Yep. So there's the
It's
little
the
bit
first one she ever made, so you have to give that to Rafton.
a racer's
dream. So that might be enough of a hint. If Nighty ever goes talks to Rafton again, we'll have to see. But the level 2 sword is fairly useful for the final 2 dungeons. But again, in Seasons, the level 2 sword is way better. Also because you technically don't need to do the trading sequence for it. You just have to know the solution to the puzzle at the end of the trading sequence. And it's a really, really easy to remember puzzle. So hopefully... nobody in the Seasons race just remembers that and skips all the trading sequence.
I can't imagine anybody's going to remember that.
It's such an easy thing to remember, though.
Alright, so here's someone with the puzzle you got to remember. Now, of course, because I'm pretty sure all these players are going to be playing this on an emulator, they could always just take a screen capture and then just dump that off to the side. Using the Jolly Mania screen grabber tool that Muware developed.
Jolly Mania.
Looks like Muware has found his way to the Goblin King. Although this Goblin King doesn't have glass balls, he has bombs. Hopscotch also turning in the touching book to Maple. So that's 2 players have made it to pretty close to the end of the trade sequence. So where is Nighty at the moment? I think Nighty's got the key now, which means he just needs to climb up to the door, and he is ready to take on the Crown Dungeon himself. And I think Hopscotch still needs to get the Pegasus seeds. I don't know if he found those yet. So the Crown Dungeon is, the Crown Dungeon is a little bit different than the other ones. It's very open-ended. You can get to most of the rooms in the Crown Dungeon immediately after entering. Hopscotch head back to the present. Does Hopscotch have the Pegasus seeds now? Yep, alright, there we go. So Hopscotch does have the Pegasus seeds. Just gonna make use of those to scurry on through this room. Alright, makes it through. I think Muir has the... I think Muir... Alright, here we go. Muir is just heading back to there. Muir's heading back to turn in the bomb flower. There we go. Alright, so Muir is good to go.
Okay, I return. So yeah, the Crown Dungeon has a lot of fun puzzles involving the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, I like
which
these.
It doesn't have the cool feature it does in A Link to the Past, where it shoots out beams that kill everything.
Yeah, that's a pretty useful one. It's in casual play, I'd say it's not that helpful, but in the randomizer doing speedruns, there's a lot of cool tricks that you can do with it to kill enemies pretty quickly.
It's one of those things where once you find out how useful it is, it's phenomenal.
Alright, it's Hopscotch's turn to battle the Moblin King. Oh, nope, takes the bomb.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Hopscotch is suffering a little bit from Butterfingers here, but manages to get through.
Oh no, I was laughing at what happened with someone.
Oh, what happened
They
to
put
someone?
down a Cane of Samaria block, and it caught on the spark, and then because it caught in a weird way, it disappeared, so the spark was just spinning in air.
That's fine. Nighty realizes the seed shooter helps out here. Alright, I think he's slowly putting together a plan here.
You get 2 bounces, Nighty.
That's good
Yeah.
enough. That works it. And here we have a never-before-seen enemy.
You're supposed to solve that.
Here we see a never-before-seen Zelda enemy. This enemy's
It's adorable.
called
It's
the Roomba.
Smasher. The one thing that this Smasher does, it does despawn the ball.
His name is Roomba. That's his official name.
It's Smasher.
And yes, he's different than he is in Link's Awakening. In this one, after every few seconds, the ball just vanishes and reappears somewhere else. Just in case you were being rude to Smasher and not allowing him to have a turn with the ball.
Yeah, it's one of the a few reused bosses in Ages. In Seasons, it's very different.
Alright, so Hopscotch and Muir were in the same spot here, but unfortunately, Hopscotch has the bomb flower and still needs to turn that in for a key, whereas Muir is ready to get started.
And Nighty is fighting Smasher.
Yeah, so you can
immediately, Nighty recognizes this enemy instantly, knows what's up.
But yeah, you can see the how this dungeon is very non-linear. That Nighty is fighting this enemy pretty quickly, as opposed to someone fighting Smasher pretty late in the dungeon.
Yeah, and because the ball teleports around, yeah, Nighty is having some problems because Smasher is just being a pain. Same thing can happen to Smasher. And because of the size of the room as well, this Smasher is a lot harder than the Link's Awakening Smasher.
Yeah, the other really big problem here is that Smasher doesn't go woof woof periodically in the fight.
Yeah, it's kind of depressing. It used to make adorable sounds too.
Alright, Hopscotch turning in the bomb flower is going to get the key. He was just at the locked door, so he'll know exactly where to go next. And that will get him into dungeon number 5, the Crown Dungeon, where the other players are.
Yeah, so Nighty does not have the cane, so cannot solve this puzzle as is, unless he can actually be fast enough for this, and no, I don't think so. That would be really, really tight. Oh wait, I think, did he destroy any pots up there? I don't remember.
Zenik Reverie showing up a little bit late here. Wonder if he will try booting up his game or whether he's just going to go ahead and enjoy this segment on his own. I know Zenik expressed a little bit of sort of reservation that he kind of wanted to play this game but enjoy it in a more of a casual way.
Yeah, I would say that this segment, outside of the Tokay segment, probably the more casual one. The next segment is kind of going to be its own thing, really.
So someone is here in one of the trickier rooms, picks it up right away that you're in this dark room, there's nothing that you can set on fire to see where you're going, and the solution is you see your way with your seeing eye block here.
Yeah, I mean, you could always do, you know, the tried and true method of drop seeds, which I think I did.
Well, really the trick here is just you get kind of close to the chest and then you just jump to it.
Yeah, I actually think someone could have made it already with Pegasus seeds. Yeah, you can make that jump with Pegasus seeds. Heck, you can probably do that jump normally, it's just hard. Like, you can clear that, just Pegasus seeds, feather.
There it is.
Quite the simple solution to the complex problem. That won't come up again, I'm sure.
Not at all.
The ball and chain trooper. On Nighty's screen, and oh, Anisep did, I'm just watching them off screen, did solve the puzzle, I believe solved it correctly.
Oh, Hopscotch has gone back to town. I think he might have figured out that Rafton is the one who's going to want to have this ore.
You know, like there's a raft. It's like, does it make the raft go faster? Let's find out. Alright, so the magic ore to Rafton. And it gets the sea ukulele, which is a hint. But what do you do with the ukulele? I don't think he found the old Zora.
Yeah, that's it. If he finds the old Zora and he turns that in, that will give him a broken sword. And then he can take the broken sword back to our friend Patch on the restoration wall and get himself a level 2 sword.
Yeah, the noble sword. It has cool abilities like doing double the damage that you do currently and shooting sword beams.
Mm-hmm.
And he can go straight to that Zora right now, but does not.
Yeah, well, he might not know where it is. He might not have seen that Zora yet.
Yeah. Which, going back to the future here, not quite sure as to why.
This isn't the future. This is the present.
That's true.
Yeah, I think he's looking around town for somebody who he might remember. It's also possible he remembers there's an old Zora and he just has no idea where they are.
I wonder if there's any hints towards the old Zora other than just finding him.
I don't think that there are. I think that you have to know where he is.
Okay, he's at Vaju Jewelers. Let's see what ring he gets. Armor ring level 1. So your sword damage goes down. That's pretty useful. So here is a mildly annoying puzzle for... wait, no, he's Anisep's on the restream, right?
Anisep's
so mildly and yeah, there's a stupid puzzle that you're supposed to solve with the Cane of Samurai, but you don't have to.
Yeah, that's sort of a thing in some Zelda games of this is the puzzle that you're supposed to solve, but then you realize that you could just jump over something. Whereas we saw
you're supposed to use it to display some colors, but you could just push everything anyway.
Wait, what did someone just do? Did someone solve that puzzle the same way as Nighty?
Maybe.
Need to pull up the instant replay there, Alpha.
Very possible. Has Nighty found the rod yet? Oh no, it's getting close to it.
Yeah, I don't think he has it yet.
Yeah, it definitely does not. Or has solved that room, so I guess must? Oh wait, no, that's just stairs. And it disappears the second you do that, so... Does not have it. I think he's gotta go down the stairs and then he ends up back here. Well, yeah, you're just kind of winding... Yeah, the cane is in the next room. It's a bit of a silly thing. It gives you a same, like, context-sensitive trigger. And it's like, oh, well, that doesn't work. Using that seed shooter.
Hopscotch is back on Rolling Ridge here. He's hesitating. I think he's trying to remember where the locked door was.
Yeah, so Hopscotch, Nighty sees this, knows the pattern.
Where is Hopscotch going at the moment?
I don't know if Hopscotch... Did Hopscotch turn the bomb flower? Hopscotch did.
I think he
Hopscotch has seen the keyhole.
Yeah, he's seen it. I think he might have forgotten. Heading back to the town has thrown him off, perhaps.
Or maybe he's gonna go explore the seashore. He could just head right now. Zora's not that far away. And the Cane of Samaria for Nighty.
Pushing a bunch of statues has earned Nighty the ability to Sokoban anywhere he wants by summoning a block. I think that should be its new name. It shouldn't be the Cane of Samaria. It needs to be the Cane of Sokoban.
I always found it interesting that A Link in the Past had two invulnerability items. You had the Magic Cape and the Cane of Brenna.
Yeah.
I think one of them let you pass through certain objects, the other one just did damage around you instead.
Yeah, I think that's right. Both of them give you invulnerability. And I think you can use the Cane of Brenna to do damage to enemies. Was it one of the items that you can use against Blind?
Maybe. Blind has got a bunch of weird rules.
Blind is like vulnerable to half of the weapons in the game. He's like the vampire of Zelda that everything he's weak against.
Yeah. Which is why usually you find a single item and then you go to Thieves' Town as long as you can access all the rooms, because all the chests are right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if Nighty remembers. He could save and quit and just warp immediately back to Smasher.
Nighty's just going where his heart takes him right now.
Very possible. I think that's where Hopscotch is going too.
I think Hopscotch is just lost. Just normal lost.
Also very possible. But yeah, this annoying puzzle. It's always nice when you can do these kinds of puzzles and you can create your own wall. I think he's gonna put one of them into place and then just lock it up.
Yep, this is a strategy that works. Here we see someone is dealing with this color block puzzle. This puzzle is not as complex as it looks. The owl just says, "Bring all to me," and he wants all the blocks to be over here. He's just really greedy. He wants to feel comfortable. You remember that game that you played that it was you had to push all the things together so that your guy was just in a corner?
Maybe.
That was a while ago.
What game is that?
Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Maybe?
There was a little room and it was 3D and you had to push like tables and chairs together until you were trapped in a little corner with completely surrounded.
Oh, maybe. Was it a puzzle script game?
No, it was it had some pretty fancy 3D graphics.
I might not be remembering it. Someone in chat knows what we're talking about.
Probably not. This is probably obscure mystery group things only. Okay, so the good news is Hopscotch has found his way to dungeon number 5. It's at the 38-minute mark. It's time to solve some dungeon.
I mean, is almost... As long as he finds the Azora at the coast, which I think everybody else of Hopscotch has found.
Well, if he doesn't find it in this set of goals, he may find it in the last one because the item we get from Dungeon 6 is going to naturally drive players to head towards the coast.
Yeah, that is very true.
So I mentioned before, this dungeon is very different in that it's very open. As soon as you come in, it really throws you off because you could go in so many directions to start.
I was just thinking of things that this dungeon winds around on itself a lot, and you just trying to remember where you have to go and where you haven't gone is a ton of effort. But this is like the last of color puzzles that we're basically going to see. It is very obvious when the theme of everything swapped over. Because this is apparently what was, for the most part, the Seed of Courage. They canceled the Seed of Wisdom. Which is interesting, considering who would have starred in what game. And then Ferrore just gets the back seat. Oh. Man, I want to go play some Zelda again. Maybe I should. I just got Skyward Sword HD, so I had like a way of playing it again.
Right.
Because I didn't want to try and figure out. Like, I have a CRT, but I didn't want to try and figure out trying to play Skyward Sword again on a modern television.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I haven't been following a whole lot. I don't know how they changed the controls in that, because for Skyward Sword, I felt like one of the things that it really did well, was making so many of the items that you collected.
Okay, so this is... Yeah. Well, so the Switch Joy-Cons have a better than a Wiimote Plus gyroscope in them.
Okay.
So you can just do that. So this is the puzzle boss. Gotta be careful. He hurts. Oh, he exploded. But he's not over yet! This is a great boss. And uh-oh. He's on the wrong platform. He's gotta move him. It's more complex than that. Oh, but instead moves the small guy.
Yeah, you're getting close. Just gotta get them together.
I don't remember what the name of this guy is, but this is just... You just get puzzle boss after puzzle boss in this game.
Let's see. This
I think this is
boss's
the weirdest
name
boss.
is Smog.
I think this is probably the weirdest boss in Zelda. Just like...
Well, I feel like it's a very thematically strong, in the sense that this is a puzzle-heavy game, and that this is the logical boss that you would design for the Cane of Samaria. That in Link's or in A Link to the Past, for example, you get the Cane of Samaria, and then the bosses just shoot arrows at these eyes until they die.
Okay, that one is Vitreous. Okay, I couldn't remember what dungeon you actually get it in anymore because I haven't played the base game in so long. I've only watched the randomizer.
Well, and it also doesn't help you, because when you say the eyeball boss, that doesn't really narrow anything down.
Well, I knew it wasn't Cold Stare. Like, that was the one I knew it wasn't. Unless there's another eyeball boss I've just forgotten.
Let's see. There's Cold Stare. There is, what's his name?
Vitreous.
There's, shoot, the jellyfish surrounded by eyeballs in the swamp dungeon.
Oh, yeah, what the heck is that thing's name?
What else was there? But yeah, Zelda really loves its boss as a giant eyeball, and then you shoot it with the eyeball.
I mean, Goma's not in that game. Argus. Argus is the name of that boss.
That's it. Yes, you're right. It's Argus. It's not as obvious in that one, but in the later games like Triforce Heroes and that, yeah, it's really obvious. It's just a pile of eyeballs surrounded by eyeballs. In this one, we get Patra, which is flying eyeballs.
Apparently, that's not a Patra. I looked at it last week. It sure appears to be one. It's got a different name. Let me go to the boss galleries for Oracle of Ages here.
Eyesore.
Eyesore.
That's a pretty...
You have great... Like, listen to the high effort names of the bosses we've encountered so far. Pumpkinhead, Head Thwomp, Shadow Hag, Eyesore, and Smog.
So it looks like someone has successfully completed dungeon number 5. Picks up the 5th essence, and then the tree calls you and is like, hey, it's still in the mountains. Peace out.
Yeah, there's still something here. Figure it out. I think you can do the next dungeon before you do dungeon 5. I don't remember if you need...
You do, because when you complete dungeon 5, a Goron shows up and says, hey, I just tunneled a hole.
Oh, right, he just finished digging. Right.
Which is, it's good, because that gives you pretty good direction where you're supposed to go next.
Someone trying to do that, but does not have 20 Ember Seeds.
Yeah, you need to have maximum Ember Seeds if you have the level 1 pouch. Where do you get a level 2 pouch in this one?
I know there's one you get for... One of the ones you get is from a password. Where's the level 2?
Yeah, there's 2 upgrades in each game. One of them is a password. I know that you get the upgraded ring box if you go to the shop in the If you go to the
Yeah,
shop.
the hard to warp to shop. Thought you also got one if you warped differently, or like if you had enough rings. Where is?
So Muir is trying to solve this this statue puzzle, but unfortunately, it's going to be difficult to do. Now he could solve it if he pushes this. If he separates them by getting them down to the bottom, he could actually solve this without the Cane of Samaria.
Talking to Tingle sometime after he gives Link the island chart. So you just go there after Dungeon 3.
Huh. And he just gives you a new bag to put your seeds in.
Yeah, he just gives you new. Like I'm like that sounds familiar, and I think you could just talk to him, like after exiting and re-entering the screen. Like I don't remember why I know that. And then the password one upgrades to 99 seeds.
Of course. Oh, here we go. All right, Muir's figuring this out. I think. He's got sort of the right idea here. Oh, I think he doesn't understand what this puzzle's asking him for. Oh, I see Muir's confusion. He doesn't understand that the puzzle wants him to push the statues onto the colored pads.
Tries using the switch hook. But what about the cane, the dungeon item? If you're familiar with Zelda games, they really like making you use your dungeon item in that dungeon. Sometimes never again. Which Breath of the Wild did a good job of making that never the case.
Well, I mean, Breath of the Wild, yeah, was 120 dungeons, and then you had only 4 dungeon items.
Yeah. And you couldn't use any of them in the extra 120 dungeons. You could only use the bow, the sword, and any other dumb stuff. You couldn't use any of your powers. Give me all yo shit. That's all this L wants.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Muir's trying to do here. He hasn't once tried pushing the statues against the block. Alright, he's given up on this one. He's going to go somewhere else. And then he's going to go right back in.
Yeah, so that room that someone just walked through, you jump through that backwards with Dungeon 2 skip. And you skip everything. 15 minutes of time save. And it's horrible. So we're approaching the best part of the game, dancing. Now, I am apparently an idiot, and I do the dancing with my eyes closed and just listen to audio cues. I think it's easier that way. Some people disagree and think that's completely insane. Okay, you're gonna push up. Not sure what you're doing with the red. Okay, so you are gonna push up.
Yep, our Nighty's just solving this one little segment at a time. Someone's already into the next segment here. This is the second part of Rolling Ridge, and it's mini games galore. There's like 6 different mini games to play here.
They're all great, and you can get a lot of bonus prizes. And
we're gonna see pretty much every one of them.
Because you have, I think, don't you have to do all of them? Because this is a mandatory trading sequence. You have to dance like a Goron. This is, I think, the harder of the 2 dancing minigames in the Oracle seasons, or between the 2 games. Subrosion Dance is a little bit easier. That one's also a little easier to do with your eyes closed. Because if you play it like a rhythm game, I think it's easy. So I'm just gonna close.
Oh man, look at this on Hopscotch. Hopscotch just switch hooks to the enemy and gets immediately to the chest.
Yeah, well that works. And then he's like, how do I get out? Well, whatever. Just gets out.
That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
You need to do the Goron dancing minigame twice. You need to do the one in the
A, B.
Yeah, you got to do this one time, and then at the end of the sequence, you have to do the other one. But after you've done those two, that's all the mandatory ones. And this is one of the segments also that is different if you play this game second. If you play this one second, there's a bunch of Subrosians here, and they're all like, dude, they ripped off our dancing minigames.
Well, they're like, this dance is different, but it's got more soul. It's weird. You gotta do it. The highest difficulty for Goron Dance is completely insane.
Yeah, it's you really have to memorize it.
I just do it with the audio cues. Because, like, he moves, like, he'll skip sprites. Or, like, he just moves really fast and it's hard. But if you just listen to what he does, I think it's a lot easier. I've been told that that is not a good idea. But I don't believe the people who told me that, so, you know.
So here's
just
where we
because
have
they speedrun the game doesn't mean they're right.
So here we go. We've completed our first minigame, and now someone has gotten the hint that they need to look for a game that involves a vehicle.
This is a really fun one. The password version of this minigame, which they will have the option to do because they did ages second. Or first. And this is something I don't like, and I don't know if I ever knew that you could push those blocks. That I just was watching NSF. You can apparently push the blocks in the smog fight. I never thought about that. I never did it.
You mean push the Samaria blocks?
The gray blocks.
Wait, you can push those?
Yeah, which is why there's a reset button in the top corner. Which I think is also there in case you break it.
Yeah, I just assume that's when you screw it up enough that you decide that you want to start it over.
Yeah, you just pushed him. Like, what? Losing my mind over this revelation.
And he immediately goes to the button and pushes it.
It just resets the phase.
So Nutty should have no trouble with this. Not only is he skilled at puzzles, but he's got a potion in his pocket. Do you think that when Link uses the potion, do you think he whips it out right before he dies, or do you think like it explodes and then he drinks it?
I think in this case, I think he just whips it out like as he's falling to the ground and chugs it as fast as he can.
Because, like, in Link's Awakening, Crazy Tracy is like, yeah, it's a lotion that I'm going to rub on you, so it's implied that it's topical.
Yeah, but, like, if you watch the, the fall over animation Ocarina of Time, it's clearly, like, he just whips it out then as he, like, drops to his knees and then just chugs. Hopscotch is working on his Cane of Samaria puzzle. And yeah, goodbye, colors. Moving through Rolling Ridge. Now this is one of the funnier parts. If he burns that bush, I think this is one of the ones that gets upset at you. Oh, yeah, the member seats. He gets mad at you and bills you like 200 rupees.
Yeah, for as much in Oracle of Seasons, we're gonna see a lot of these references to classic Zelda. But yeah, in this one, the guy in the present, he takes your money, and then the guy in the past will give you money.
I think you lose out.
No, I think it's a net gain.
Well, yeah, he's like, you destroyed my door. Give me money. Why did you burn my door down?
Pay me for the door repair charge. Nighty has done something strange here. These guys behave very
This is
weirdly.
why the reset button exists. And, okay, Nighty's gonna try and save it like that.
Maybe.
This might work.
Oh, there we go, he got it.
Whew, keeps his potion.
Yeah, he's...
But is not... He's still got 2 phases left.
Yeah, Nighty's not getting through this with his potion. So where Nighty is a little bit stuck here, he's not thinking about he can drop another Samaria block to bridge this gap. Oh shoot, here we go. Nighty has found that he can push these blocks.
Yeah, I never knew that. And there's the potion going.
That's pretty incredible.
It's just, like, it wasn't hard to do it without it, so I never thought about it. And, Nighty accidentally warps them both.
So Muir
One
still
phase
is
left.
Muir is still a little bit stuck. He didn't understand that that statue puzzle, so he is eventually going to need to go back.
Something energizing that can wake him up.
Yeah, so he's going to need some sort of an energy drink.
Lava juice.
Which isn't
It's a very Goron named energy drink.
Yeah, I work in an office full of people who are sort of obsessed with energy drinks. So I've learned the name of a lot of strange energy drinks.
I'm trying to think of the strangest energy drink I've had. Rockstar isn't even that strange. I think that might... G Fuel is a weird name, but...
I mean,
I know Nighty has pushed the blob onto the wall again. He can salvage this one, though.
Yeah, he's just got to get the little blob to the outer wall, and then they'll collide.
And that's really not that hard.
Because the
you just need to put down a single block.
Yeah, the little one moves faster than the big one, anyways.
The other thing I think Nighty has just learned... Okay, so this is the final segment for Nighty.
Good enough. So here we see Hopscotch fighting Smasher, and he's
Tries
throwing...
to throw Canis and Mario blocks at him.
It doesn't work, unfortunately.
If it did, though, that'd be something I just learned.
So Smasher's got this little antenna on him, like he's a robot. Do you think his texture is like liquid metal and he's hard, or do you think that he's like soft and squishy, like a manta ray?
I think he's a soft and squishy like a manta ray. I think that antenna is maybe how he grabs things. Also, just to point out, Crown Dungeon has, I think, my least favorite dungeon music in this entire series.
Alright, someone is gonna give the touching book to Maple and get the ore in exchange. And it's good that the players are sitting on a lot of money now. They're going to be using some of that for mini-games. But more importantly, in the next goal, they are going to need to buy a potion. And potions in this game are pretty pricey. They're 300 rupees. And so hopefully they will hang on to those rupees. I did put a warning in the next pay spin that alerts them that they are going to need to buy a potion. Hopscotch picks up the compass with a brand new feature. It makes a sound to let you know.
I see someone saying Goronade is the energy drink. Use Goronade on a different part. That one's given to someone else. The blue Goron gets lava juice. That I remember.
Yeah,
You do that by winning a baseball.
Yeah, I think it's the Goronade is the energy drink, and the lava juice is just the Goron thinks it makes him cool because that's what the graceful Goron likes to drink.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Or it's the other way around. I don't remember.
So is lava juice just like a can of lava, or is it like you get a volcanic rock, like you squish some pumice and some juice squeezes out of it?
I feel like it's just called lava juice because but maybe it's spicy. And the other thing I could think of is outside of it being spicy, is why am I blanking right now? Not only is the Goron juice spicy, or the lava juice spicy, but it's just red colored. And it's just all marketing.
Alright, Nighty gets the piece of heart from Maple, and that's going to get him...
And as you can see, Maple has stolen enough rupees from Nighty that has been able to afford a vacuum.
So someone here is talking to this Goron. This Goron is the biggest tease in the game. He tells you, hey, you need to give me some ember seeds and some bombs, and I'm going to dig up some treasure. And so the players are probably going to want to keep going back and thinking, oh man, he's got to have found that treasure yet. He doesn't. I don't think he finds the treasure until you beat the game. That you have to get the password and bring that over.
Yeah, so the vacuum cleaner is not the only upgrade, but is the only upgrade that for Maple that we'll see right now.
This rude dude takes Nighty's money.
Someone's warping to South Shore to grab every season. They aren't there. Oh, that was fun. And there they are. So that time portal is relevant, as this is the part where you can tell suddenly everything is focused on time travel, and color puzzles are no longer in vogue.
Yeah, so this dungeon is the obligatory time travel dungeon. This is the only dungeon, in fact, that you can visit in both past and present, and you will have to visit in both past and present.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would it have felt overwhelming if all of the dungeons had a past and a present version? Or do you think that it would have been, you could have made that last?
I think it would have been, I think there could have been maybe one more, or maybe like Dungeon 8 should have done it, but Dungeon 8 is in a weird way. Like Dungeon 8's existence doesn't quite make a ton of sense, so... But, the song surrounding Dungeon 8 is a top 2 Oracle's song, so... The other one is in Seasons.
So unfortunately, I think Nighty might be doing the wrong version of the Zora dancing.
With the Goron dancing?
Yeah, I think that you'd have to do the one in the past first.
No, Nighty's doing the right one.
Is he? Alright.
Because I think you get... That might be a password thing. You might get an emblem from doing dancing. They're like, oh, you're that good at dancing? Well, then we gotta kick it up.
Are you doing pretty good on this?
I'm not worried about dance number 1. I do want to see if Nighty thinks of Rafton. Because Nighty knows what the Zora by the Sea is, and we might see a level 2 sword. That would be shocking, but we might see it.
Okay, here we go. He did do the right one. He got a brother emblem.
Yeah, you need that brother emblem to be allowed places in the past. This is the 5th generation of Graceful Gorons, which leads you to believe that Goron are fairly long-lived. Because it is 400 years. And so either they retire late, or, you know, they live until they die. And so the first one was on his way out, and 400 years later, there's another one.
I mean, is Goron dancing really a thing that you'd necessarily retire from? It doesn't seem like it requires that much energy.
Given that I can't wait for someone to, because I have his audio on right now because I can hear his mic, and I just want him to get mad. It costs him 150 rupees to struggle for Ember Seeds. He's throwing all of those pots at that old man. He is upset.
He's getting facade on this old man, throwing everything in the room at him.
Oh my goodness. There's a little hint there. You gotta find a portal somewhere. Because you can see that dead... oh, you know what? None of them notice that. If you go through time... and the bean sprouts die... or maybe they did on the Tokay Island. And it forces you to see that you can see where you left it being dumb.
Yeah, I think that they probably will figure it out when they go there and they see this bright green whatchamacallit sitting there. I think they'll pick up pretty quick on what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Alright, so Hopscotch is
Muir
also...
stopped moving.
So Muir did not solve the puzzle that Hopscotch is doing now. And it looks like Hopscotch is picking up right away at what he's supposed to do. That there's these brightly colored spots on the ground, and you've got these two movable statues. Of course, you got to push the statues onto the bright colors on the ground.
Yeah, that's... if there's different things on the ground, usually that's what it is. I think the problem that Muir might be having, as I watch, just watch Anisep lose literally all of his money to the old man. What am I blanking on? They did use that as, a chest spawns here, but there's only ever, one dungeon, like, spawn per room. Like, you can't have 2 keys in a room. It's just impossible in this game. Actually, it might be possible. It's definitely impossible in Link's Awakening.
So Muir
you can only ever have 1 item in a room.
Muir has created a safe place. He's happy here. He's safe. I do like how once you get the switch hook, you never want to bother equipping the bracelet anymore because you could just shoot things with the switch hook instead.
Yeah, there's sometimes you have to pull out bracelet, like with the rocks on the ground. You need bracelet. He's friends with the Graceful Goron. Okay, yeah, so he needs lava juice from the Graceful Goron, and I think he has to do a difficult Goron dance from someone to get it.
You have to do it from the other guy, you did the one in the present first, and then you talked to the one in the past, and then he...
Yeah, with the brother emblem.
But it's...
he's gonna plant bomb flowers everywhere.
You have to talk to this guy first, and he promises to introduce you, and then when you talk to the Graceful Goron, he'll offer to let you dance and get the item.
So, as you can see, there's a bunch of collapsed Dungeon 2s just lying around in this field.
That's exactly correct. Alright, someone figuring out immediately to move the sprout to the ledge so that you can climb up the vines.
Yep. It's a bit interesting the switch hook doesn't break you because it breaks all the pots, but, you know. But this, now we get to do some good old-fashioned minigames. This is a really cool one. It's a little tricky because if you miss, you basically aren't going to get first prize.
Yeah, you have to get a perfect score to advance.
Yeah. And it's one of the reasons why there's so many things everywhere. It might be easier on emulator than it was on, you know, my Game Boy Color that I played to death.
Nicely done.
And,
someone has won, and they win this indecipherable object that they have to wait until it's given to them before they understand what this thing is
The
supposed
rock
to be?
brisket. So, if I'm just remembering that, I feel like the password version of that minigame is much harder. I don't know. There's a ton of levels. So yeah, now we get the hint that sometime in the past there was something cool there. But how do we get there in the past?
I like what Muir is trying to do here. He's trying to find a way that he can like drop this bomb and then get through faster. But that just ain't gonna happen there, buddy.
Yeah, but it will never ever end up working. You need that key that Muir just refuses to acknowledge exists. And someone walking backwards through there. I didn't know you could do that. But has the heirloom brisket. What? He's got to go talk to him again. He just wasn't paying attention.
Heirloom brisket?
Or sorry, he wants the rock brisket to pass down as an heirloom.
No. That's not how that works. No, he wants
Pretty
you.
sure it is.
The one in the present is hungry, and you have to give him the rock brisket. And he says, "Here, I've been guarding this vase for ages, but I'm just gonna give it to some random kid who gave me some barbecue." And then you go back in time and you give the vase, and he's like, "Oh, this is great. I'm gonna hang on to this forever." But you know he's lying because one of his ancestors is gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna give this to some random kid who gave me, you know, some barbecue brisket."
Okay, do platinum. Alright, we have platinum. Platinum Goron dancing. Here we go.
Wrong
Nope.
move.
So we won't get max prize. This is where I think closing your eyes and just playing the rhythm is better. A, B, B. Oh, nope. That was off.
Let's see. What are the prizes?
I used to just play the dancing to like while I was going to sleep. Like I would just close my eyes and just do the dancing, like Subrosion and Goron otherwise.
You can get a bomber's ring as your reward for doing the platinum. Allows Link to set 2 bombs at once.
That sounds illegal.
Oracle of Ages. Ooh, Google Autofill says Goron Dance cheat. Let's see what this is. Game FAQs. Is there a cheat for the Goron Dance?
No.
There's no cheat. Yeah,
People are just bad at it.
10 years ago, like 3 people responded, no, there's no cheat. Get good.
That's correct. You do have to get good, as the children say these days.
Is what the children say these days. So we still see Muir and Hopscotch are trying to figure out what they're doing here. I thought Hopscotch already solved this puzzle.
I think Hopscotch has just fallen prey to the is lost in Crown Dungeon. Which, you know, a common thing that happens.
Alright, so Muir has found these incredibly suspicious statues. All you have to do to solve this puzzle is you've just got to shoot a seed so it bounces between all 3 of them.
Oh, and a very, very helpful, I just was seeing Anicept, the green Goron tells you, a bunch of stuff about what you need to do. It's like, I can see you... he tells you you're going to predict the future. He's like, I can see you in the past giving Goron a thing. He doesn't question it. He just ignores it. And yeah, they just gotta find the way to the past up there, because they mentioned that he runs a different shop. And it's really obvious, like, it's right there, but if you forget about it, it's dumb. Just go up there! Lift up a rock!
Alright, so Muir has figured out the seed shooter does it. Why is everybody solving this puzzle?
Just angle it!
Gee, this is the third person on this restream who has solved this puzzle by shooting it horizontally and just firing randomly upwards.
Okay, someone is gonna play the Big Bang Shop.
Which is just the don't die game.
Yeah, it's one-hit kill. And you get one of the 2 mermaid keys. And it has equipped Pegasus Seeds and Feather. Not a bad plan. This minigame can suck sometimes.
See, I'm not sure how he's making a profit on this game, because that was a lot more than 10 rupees worth of bombs that he just...
Well, if he makes his own bombs, right? It's probably pretty cheap.
He still would make more money if you just sold the bombs.
Okay, so someone has one of the mermaid keys. You need 2.
Yeah, although it might not be obvious that they need a second one.
However, they have the present one, and I believe the game tells you need to go to the past.
I mean, they'll figure it out once they realize that they can't do anything more here.
Yeah, it's like the dungeon forces you out. And even the owl tells you to do it. Like, it's pretty straightforward, and I'm pretty sure they expect you, from Mermaid's Cave, to have gone in basically immediately. This is also really good. This is good dungeon music.
I can't remember. Do the past and present versions have different themes?
Yes. I think so.
Now he was hesitant right there. He's like, is this old guy gonna be pissed?
Nah, he got paid. Well, yeah, the Mermaid Cave in the past is very different. Mainly it isn't, worn down, which, compared to all the other dungeons, because it's heavily implied that the Dungeon 4 exists in the past, as well as the present. Much less damage has occurred. Do Wizrobes get hit by swords in this game? I don't remember.
Yeah, you can kill Wizrobes with swords in this one.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in this dungeon. The past is filled with water.
Did I... Oh shoot, I do have the wrong goal on screen. Thank you. We're gonna do an extra dungeon just for Guy McGuy.
Oh, did you say beat Dungeon 7?
I put Dungeon 5.
So this room you can just sense seed. I think you have to sense seed.
There might be some kind of a crazy trick you can do, but...
Scent seeds seduce savage beasts.
And you drop it.
Like, they knew people forgot that was a mechanic of the scent seed, because you just didn't need it for anything that you've done. Like,
Yeah.
It made it faster for sure, but you didn't need it.
So we have the delicious citrusy scent, and those snakes are like, holy shit, I need some of that right now.
I need to die. Yeah, when my grandpa was younger. So let's see if Nighty finds. Oh, Nighty's gonna find it. This is gonna be helpful. Finds the warp. If you hit enough, you win a prize. Nighty shortcutting some things. Nighty's just going to town on this.
Nicely done by Nighty.
Gets it. Very well done. Nice shooting. He wins the prize. Good old rock brisket. Is gonna play again. The prize this time is 20 rupees. As you can see, there are a lot more to hit now. And does get lucky there.
Alright, looks like Hopscotch is just gonna chill out here until the enemy cycles line up.
Woo! Nighty salvaged that somehow. So this is actually probably one of the most ridiculous color puzzles.
Hopscotch is looking pretty weak here. Needs to be careful. Still got 2 more cycles to do.
Someone with that yet. Hopscotch is not in a good way, but people need to be more aggressive with their items. I just see them hanging back. Always be super aggressive. I think there was a wish of someone that the Whirl Seed took you to the start of the dungeon. Unfortunately, I don't think this game has such a feature. Other than just saving and quitting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no there's no
Mumbo, there's no Aurora's Wind. Hopscotch gets laser beamed. Meanwhile, Nighty is playing the better baseball game.
Yeah, these players will all have experience because they played the baseball game in Lena Village.
Yeah. But this one, so the fun part about this one, oh wow, Nighty actually got a better hit than I think he was hoping for. It's just gonna stay there and slap. Oh, a miss. It's still 390 points.
Yeah, as long as you don't miss the ball completely, you get 0 points instead of -50. So that's nice.
How did you hit those? Nighty finishes with 500 big ones. Wins the lava juice. Oh, maybe wants to play it again. So, if you do the password, you have to do that with the Big Goron Sword. That's what you unlock there. The Big Goron Sword is the strongest weapon in the game. And it, in fact, takes up 2 inventory slots. Because you have to use it on A and B. Which I think is just really cool. But doing that, it swings very, very slowly. Like, you put it out, and then it makes a big arc. So the baseball game is really tricky with it. Because you can't spam slash at all. But... yeah. But where are we? Someone is trying to figure out how to enter the past, but can't. So I think Nighty in terms of
Nighty's a little bit ahead because he did
Yeah.
find the lava juice.
Yeah, and someone skipped it, despite the fact that he was informed of it and ignored it. But now has Goron aid.
Yep. So the progression that we see here is that in the present, this Goron is like, hey, I've got this precious heirloom vase that I've been guarding for generations. Oh, you know, I'm gonna give you that vase in exchange for some barbecue brisket because man, I'm so hungry. Then you go back in time and there's this Goron who's like, man, I really wish I had a priceless heirloom that I could guard for generations. And you're all like, here, have this vase that some dude gave me. And he's like, oh, that's great. Let me give you a can of soft drink to drink.
I think you're probably changing more of the past there, because like it's some other guy. Eventually gives him that vase, or he finds it. Because like the original had to exist somewhere. And Hopscotch has managed to do some curious things with this phase.
Yeah, the one that the players are just weirdly struggling with is that you can put down a second Cane of Samaria block next to the first one so that they'll transition between them.
Yeah.
Oh, I like what Hopscotch is doing here.
Hopscotch, this is very smart.
I like this. I like this a lot.
That just skips that entire puzzle, which is always wonderful.
Yeah, that's
and he's just really afraid of him right now, as he should be. Final phase.
That's correct. It is a bootstrap paradox because it implies that this vase doesn't actually have any origin in time. Because the vase exists because Link gave it to the Goron, and yet the Goron has it because Link gave it to him.
I think someone else may have given him the vase, and that it changes things. But yeah, it would be a bootstrap paradox. Someone finding the minigame finally. Meanwhile, Hopscotch is just sitting here slashing, thinking. Wondering what to do.
Well, he got the hard one. Why? Ooh, why would you... Alright, there we go. You've got easy transitions here, Hopscotch. Alright, this is it. Just gotta... One more hit. One more hit. Alright, with that, Hopscotch has cleared the boss. Picks up that heart container, gets a full health refill. Alright, Mooer's making another attempt at this statue puzzle. I think this is it. This is the only thing that he can do now. No, he's leaving. Oh, this is so bad for Mooer. Mooer is heading out of the room. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going through Mooer's mind here, that he's not picking up on this puzzle. Because he's already got the dungeon item, unless he's thinking like something is going to happen, like he's going to drop a statue from the sky and it's going to somehow change the puzzle. Or it's possible Mooer is thinking that it's an optional puzzle. No, he's heading back. He's realizing he has to solve this to continue with the game.
Yeah, you have to solve these. There's never... I say this knowing full well that Dungeon 6 breaks this. They never put you in a dungeon, really, and make you go do something else.
Oh, no.
Dungeon 6, I think, is kind of the only one I can think of that does that in any
No.
Zelda game, unless you count Spirit Temple.
Yeah, once you get into a dungeon, unless you're missing an item, like original Legend of Zelda would do that, where you get into a dungeon and you might you know, realize that, oh shoot, I
You
need
have to go to a different dungeon to find an item.
Yeah. Moore
like,
just went back and hit the switch because he was locked in, so he's gone back to wander around the dungeon some more.
Yeah, now we see Nighty entering Mermaid's Cave. And then exiting. Doesn't want to be there. It looks broken. So Nighty is going to...
Yeah, Nighty thinks that there's probably like some traps and monsters in there. He doesn't want to deal with that.
And he looked around, he didn't see anything. Oh, he only has one of the keys. He still has lava juice. But you do have to do some of this dungeon before you can progress. Oh, someone's Goron dancing again. I don't know what difficulty they picked.
They didn't pick a difficulty. They're doing the one for the key.
Ah.
Because when you get the first key and then you talk to the other Goron, he's like, "Man, you've got a cool key, but man, you're greedy. You want to have the key that looks just like it that the Goron dancer has." And so he gives you a letter, and if you dance, he'll promise to give you this other key.
And then somehow those keys ended up back in the hands of respective Gorons.
Well, this is
why the keys are different. That's a little confusing. Why the old key couldn't open up both, I guess.
Yeah, that is a little...
The locks have deteriorated in the same way, but it's also possible that, you know, someone came in and wrecked up the dungeon and changed the locks on it.
Well, no, it makes perfect sense that the first time the key was, that they had to change the locks because the key was old. And now that Link has the keys, they had to change the locks because they couldn't find the old key.
Sense seduce savage beasts. Oh, but that doesn't quite work. What if you satchel it?
There we go. Someone got the other key and is now in the past version of the Mermaid Cave.
A very different dungeon.
It's a completely different dungeon.
Oh no, it is the same theme. And we get a room that looks like this that I think is... Oh wait, no, I'm just remembering something wrong. It looks very similar to a room that's in the second Dungeon of Seasons.
So I'm getting bullied by the exploding candle monsters.
And then this is a simple enough room. Just shoot things. Something somewhere tells you what order it's supposed to be in.
It might be. You might just be supposed to figure it out by trial and error.
And that changes the future. And we see deep water there. It's been one other instance of deep water beware it.
We saw deep water very early on when players tried swimming in the ocean.
Yeah, but you don't really think of that as deep water. You just think of that as different water. You know?
It's salt water, and Link doesn't like it.
Yeah. Link is not, he's only, you know, freshwater amphibious. Fresh water, fresh air, can't breathe poison, can't breathe salt.
Can't breathe poison.
Most people can.
I mean, I think it's by definition, it's poison. If it's, you know, if you can breathe it, it's by definition it's not poison.
Well, I guess it depends on how you're defining poison. Is poisonous to you or poisonous to whatever it is that's breathing it? Because I think usually poison pertains to, you know, mostly humans. Or anything. If it's toxic to anything, it's a poison. But yeah, these candle guys. Hope you like using your seed shooter.
So here's where we make Alpha a liar. Because he said there were no more color puzzles. And what do we have here? We got a color puzzle.
Yeah, no, I forgot about that color puzzle. We're out of heavy color influences.
So Muir here is still very lost. He's got one key to his name.
Well, that one key is all he needs. I was just reading the item description for bombs and it said very explosive. I think Moor's finally found where they need to go.
Gotten a little
You have
bit
to head
closer.
down these stairs. No, why don't you want to be down there? There you go. So this is a simple enough room. You put the pot on the button, and then you use your trusty cane of Samaria to put it on the other button.
So unfortunately, this is where Muir stops because there's a locked door and ain't getting through there.
Meanwhile, if you watch the speedrun for this game, this dungeon does a lot of stuff that doesn't make any sense to set up arbitrary code execution. Such as going into that room that someone was in and getting grabbed by wallmasters on repeat.
So Muir's got no choice. Got to open up that map and find a room with a box in it that you haven't opened yet.
Lots of effort from someone finds the compass. Very helpful.
Long last, Hopscotch gets to grab this gacha nut and finds out what's inside of it.
Yeah, so Nighty has reached the end of where he can be. As you can see, the dungeon is shaped just like a mermaid. But it's only got one floor. The boss of this dungeon is really weird.
It's a pretty easy boss, though.
Yeah. It's just weird. And the dungeon item in this game is also very strange. As oh, there's Maple.
Yeah, I almost put a note in the paste spin that players are going to need to be ready for their controls to change completely.
Yeah, I did not really understand how it worked like the entire first time I played it. It is very important to know. I believe there's a bombable wall straight up in this room for someone.
Yeah, this is another spot that I considered putting a note in. They do need to bomb the wall up top. Someone is just gonna bomb every single block in this room.
Yeah, I don't remember how you get the hint for that, or if you just see it on the map.
I think you're supposed to just figure it out. I think you're just supposed to realize that you want to go up there. I can't remember if your sword will reveal it either.
Your sword will.
So someone is really confused by this.
Yeah, so they see yeah, you can see it on the map. So because you can see it on the map, you know it's there.
And he's gone.
And doesn't poke with his sword. That's a lot of time probably lost. That's a rough one.
Somehow Hopscotch has got away from the mountain and has to make his way back.
Maybe he's looking for who to give this ore to. Oh no, he gave away the ore. Maybe he's looking for the guy who he's got to give a ukulele.
Could be. That could be it.
I would want it. Even though Noble Sword not as good in Ages, in Seasons it is so good because everything is weak to swords in Seasons.
Yeah.
Except for the best boss in that game. The boss of the dungeon that looks like a giant mushroom. You know the one I'm talking about.
Probably.
It's the dungeon with the best dungeon item.
Yep. Know which one is the best dungeon item.
Yes. And soon, everyone who hasn't played Seasons would. It was funny, when I got Seasons a lot later than I got Ages. Because Ages was the blue one, and I wanted the blue one. And then, years later, I'm like, man, I really wish I could, like, finish this game out. So, for Christmas that year, I asked for, Seasons. And my aunt got it for me, and she showed up. She got me Ages. I'm like, wait, this is the one I already have. And she's like, wait, seriously? I went to a bunch of different stores. They all had Seasons, but they didn't have Ages. And it's like, that's funny.
Just another day.
And then I went to go return it at a Best Buy, and they just had it. Yeah, another day in my life.
The childhood of Alpha. Alright, so at this point, Nighty is completing the second dance. This is the final step. This is going to get him the other key. It's kind of cute how they bookended this, that the first step of the trading sequence is dancing, and so is the last step.
Well, this is not the last we'll see of dancing. There's some famous dancing you gotta do in Seasons.
Yep, there will be more dancing minigames in Oracle of Seasons.
Unfortunately, we don't get to dance for 5 straight minutes to unlock a dinosaur, but, you know.
So here is, so here someone is solving a puzzle. There's an owl here, and the owl is just like, be lucky. And the way this works is the first time you pull one of these, it's wrong. It doesn't matter which one you pull, it's wrong. And then after that, every time you pull one, it's a 50% chance of being right.
Mm-hmm. I believe you can just... Like, I think it's just if you pull the same one, it does the same thing. Because I don't think I've ever seen a speedrunner get messed up on this room too much. That one's been wrong 3 or 4 times in a row for someone.
Yeah, I think it's just random.
This is funny. Nope! You should have went with your gut! This is quite amusing.
There we go. And then you finally get that. Yeah, someone did not like that puzzle.
That was like 8th try.
So Muir is still in dungeon number 5 here. The part that he's on, he needs to go back to the room with the 2 statues. He's been there twice now, and both times he just, for some reason, he doesn't understand what the puzzle is asking him to do. I mean, to be fair, it's one of those puzzles where figuring out what it's asking you to do is about, 75% of the puzzle. Now he decided to head back on to the town to cash in a couple of his rings that he'd accumulated.
Do you think Nighty? Oh no, I know where Nighty's going. You gotta go hang out with Bipsum. You gonna sing or you gonna play? Now, if Nighty goes to Rafton for whatever reason,
He might figure out where to get the level 2 sword if he does.
looks like is considering going to the past. And we will see.
Streamer, where are we at here?
We got a bunch of people doing stuff.
Yeah, so we've got our 4 players here. Someone325 is probably the furthest along. Someone325 is in dungeon number 6, has collected both of the keys, and now has been exploring the dungeon for a while. Where someone is going to have a little bit of difficulty. He does need to find that there is a dead-end room here that has a bombable wall on it that is very difficult to spot, and that will get them on. Nighty is in next here. Nighty just picked up the second of the keys to the mermaid's cave, so he is just beginning his exploration of the mermaid cave in the past. Hopscotch has completed dungeon number 5 and is just doing some mini games here and making his way to collect the 2 keys that's going to let him get into the dungeon 6. And Muir here is still in dungeon 5. Muir is in a very unfortunate spot. There is a room that contains a puzzle where Muir has to push 2 statues onto 2 colored panels. Muir has been in that room twice, and both times, for whatever reason, he's just not understanding what the puzzle wants him to do. And so he's been in that room twice. He's tried pushing those statues around to no avail, and he does need to go back to that room in order to solve that puzzle and get the key that he is missing.
Yeah. All of them so far, and this is bugging me a little bit, is that they're opening their maps, they're looking. Nighty hasn't gotten to that room yet, thankfully, but both Someone and Anisep have opened their maps, been in that room where they gotta bomb the wall, and then just like, well, it points that I can go up here, but that's impossible because there's no door, and then they just leave. This is not a bad ROM hack for Link's Awakening. The maps do in fact work in this game.
So Muir is back into this room with the locked door. He sees that there's a chest beyond the door, but he's not going to be getting through that unless he finds another key.
I'm a little bit worried about Dungeon 7 now.
Well, the good news is Dungeon 7 is going to be a goal on its own, so the players are going to have plenty of time to work their way through it.
Is that everything leading up to it and everything? That's hard. And Nighty is going to meet Deepwater.
I think the players are going to find that Dungeon 7 is easier than what they're dealing with here. And someone sees Maple and is like, oh, I don't even care.
And Nighty drowns in the Deepwater.
What is someone doing? Alright, someone's confirming that there's no more minigame to be had.
I'm enjoying the switch hook onto the Octorok. It's quite amusing.
Are these Octoroks? I thought they were a different kind of enemy.
No, the blue guys are Octoroks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Hopscotch's screen. I'm thinking of a different one.
Oh, I'll have to see what enemy you were thinking of.
The little scooty enemies that you don't kill with your sword, you have to knock them into a pit.
Oh, those are hard hat beetles.
Yeah, the dungeon music in this game is forgettable.
I would say Dungeon 6 and Dungeon 5 have the worst dungeon music.
Oh, hey, alright, so here's Muware. Muware has pushed both of the statues into the hole.
I don't remember Dungeon 7 musically. I'm too busy being mad about it. Dungeon 8 is a banger, though.
Alright, Muware needs everybody's help here. This is the third time he's been in this room, and he still has no idea what this room is asking him to do.
Someone is still trying to figure out this room. It's just bomb the wall. It's the whole puzzle here. Yeah. And there we go.
Oh, is this what it takes? Is this what makes Muware realize what he's supposed to do? I think that's it. That was it.
Oh yeah, I remember it now. That's that one sucks.
What is... Alright, what's Muware doing?
It's not moving it! It's just pushing the block! That's just really funny. I've never seen anybody do that. I mean, I've pushed those blocks before, because, like, sometimes you do, but... I think Muware is upset.
Yeah, Muware types into chat, "Stupid puzzle is too smart for me."
Yeah, at least, I think Seasons is some better dungeon music.
Okay, so it looks like someone figured out bombing this wall to open up this opening.
And you can't do anything there now, because, you know, there's too much stuff in the way. But maybe it's deteriorated greatly in the future. As, you know, the future want to do, is this dungeon was very clearly someone came in here and then just wrecked the place.
I mean,
you know, the waterfall drying up also probably hurt.
Somebody
like,
wrecked this place more thoroughly than the kid with a sword who runs around killing everything, smashing every pot, bombing every block. They managed to wreck it
the
more.
dude who came in here punched it so hard the waterfall's gone. And the dungeon collapsed on itself. Link didn't do that. Like, the eyeballs that always stare at you, they're broken.
There we go, Nighty finds the bombable wall here. Yeah, that one's a little bit cruel because it really doesn't give you any indication that there should be a bombable wall in this room.
Yeah, the only way you get it is if you have the map. Because you know that there's an entrance there. And that's how you're supposed to know. Because if you're in the future, there's no path there. But now it's there all of a sudden, and then there are these giant things that weren't there in the past, so someone came in and installed them.
Yeah, these are pretty high-tech, too.
Well, yeah, we're in the present. Present's high-tech.
I mean, I guess? We're still sailing around on wooden rafts that we hobbled together.
Yeah. Nico, did you ever watch Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law?
I've seen like one episode.
Okay. Well, there's a bit where Harvey is defending George Jetson. And George Jetson just goes, "We're from the far-off future, the year 2002. And Harvey looks at his calendar, it says 2004 on it. And it's just, you know, flying cars were 2 years ago. Everybody just forgot, I guess. Or it was smog. It's such a good show. I tried watching Bird Girl, what they did recently. It's good, but it's not Harvey Birdman good. The other good episode they had of that was they had Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and they had, you know, the guy who's played Fred Jones for 30 years saying they're not high, they're just that stupid. Which is a great line.
Alright, so at long last, Muir can open up this door, and there's a locked chest here.
Yeah. I'm excited of them going through. Man, I just like, man, now I remember, I did hate, like, it's like, I love the concept of Mermaid Cave, but I really hated the music in Dungeon 5, 6, and then also 7, but I think there are other things I hate about Dungeon 7 more, namely its existence. Dungeon 8, I think, is one of the coolest dungeons. Now we're fighting Vyre, a regular enemy in Link's Awakening, in the final dungeon. However, in this, a very tough mini-boss that literally all you have to do is walk up and spin slash it, like, twice.
Take this, pesky kid.
Like, this is a joke of a mini-boss. All you have to do is attack him. Because it's so much easier to deal with than the Vyres in Dungeon 8. Because he flies around you in a set pattern and then leaves. It's a shame so many people played Link's Awakening, and the people who didn't play Link's Awakening, I made learn the speedrun. Well, a speedrun. So now he's calling you a bully, and he's gonna do this. You just get in there. I appreciate the switch to Feather because of how the axes work in this game. So you don't lose your spin slash. You don't have to wait anywhere near as long as someone is for this boss.
Muir, I think, is struggling a little bit, not realizing that he can use the Cane of Samaria to separate these blocks. He's thinking that he has to do this just with the blocks themselves.
I mean, you can just do it with blocks themselves, though. As Muir has to bring those blues over the left. They're in quite the precarious position. And so Vyre leaves, we'll never see him again. It's the running theme in the Oracle's games, is you will eventually see him again.
Yeah, so Muir, I think what's really throwing Muir off here is that he's not using the Cane of Samaria. He's just pushing these blocks around, and he's thinking that he has to use the blocks themselves to solve this.
And there's the mermaid suit, which, that's the end of the future dungeon, really, or the past dungeon. You don't need it anymore. The boss is in the future for reasons. But it's not even gonna go check? There we go. Good job, someone. You did it. You went back and checked the deep waters that are right here. There's a chest. I wonder what could be in it. Is it a gaseous seed? Is it a ring? It's a ring! Hopscotch is playing the minecart game, having some problems. I think missed a couple. But the very first minigame of all variants is very easy. Muir really isn't like Cane of Samaria, I think.
Yeah, we just did a puzzle 2 minutes ago where he used
He finally figured a puzzle out after an hour.
This. This is really hurting me right now.
Yeah,
This is Andy playing Chip's challenge painful right now.
You haven't broken down yet, so... I like using the pits to line up the blocks, like, I do actually like that. Excuse me, streamer. Listen, you haven't broken down and asking Muware why, as if Muware had decided to, like, deliberately hurt you. It was one particular room. There's a clip of it. It's definitely... I had to show up because Nico lost his mind. This is just overthink. And so, the difference with the mermaid suit compared to the regular flippers is one, when you're underwater in a 2D section, you can slash your sword. However, your movement is now basically rapid mashing of your D-pad. This would probably be a fun game to play on Joy-Cons, just for this part. Because then you're just mashing all the time.
Muir is so close, if he'd used the Cane of Samaria, this would be trivial. Right?
Now he has to! He has to do it!
There we go! There we go! He's done it!
You know, he had one of the cleanest looking solutions, he solved it. It's just one of those things where the particular puzzle presented... Okay, so Nighty sees on the map the upward door. So, should be heading in that direction.
Alright, so Muir, just go to the next room, and you'll find your switch, and you can get this last chest.
Yeah. And Andy, you weren't painful enough at Chip's challenge to get it banned. That was Some Girl versus Full of Lizards. That got Chip's challenge banned.
Was it? I thought it was that race that did get it banned.
No,
because as much as Andy struggled with it, his opponent, who was his opponent? His opponent took even longer.
Yeah, well, no, it was like they had a better goal, but like it's like any goal that was like shorter than that at a reasonable distance, Full Lizards like beat it in like 10 minutes, and Some Girl got walled for 5 seconds, meaning she lost. So it was just considered a bad raceable game. Because they banned the short goals, and that one got the long goals, I guess, discontinued. Plus, I think everybody played Chip's Challenge afterwards.
Oh no! Muir reset the game.
Where does that put Muware?
That means Muir gets to redo these two puzzles.
Yeah, I mean, that's... unfortunate. Well, I guess fortunately, that's not a fault of the game randomly resetting while you're supposedly solving a maze that you aren't sure is a maze and aren't sure how was a maze.
So now that someone has the mermaid suit, deep water is now their friend.
Yeah, it makes some movement just suck. You can't use whatever's on your B button, you can move whatever's on your A button. Okay, Andy, look at the SRL race. What information have we gleaned? This is my short quit mystery tournament. Okay, so this is a dumb puzzle that someone has. I have a feeling we might need to cut away from Muware before we get to this puzzle. As it is. The exact same kind of puzzle. Take all the things and put them on top of the other thing. That's it. This is the whole puzzle. It is incredibly arduous. Does he think they have to go on in a certain order? The Game Boy Color is not that sophisticated. and or capable of making that discernment. Oh, and a miss. Okay, so Nighty did not get walled at the wall, it seems. As you know, when there is a direction on the map and it says you can go there, check for bombable places. Easy. Alright. I hope everybody likes what we're seeing on someone's screen, because I'm pretty sure it's 75% of our next goal.
We're gonna see a lot of swimming.
We're gonna see a lot of swimming, we're gonna see a lot of 2D section. This is definitely, I think, one of the weirder items in the Zelda series that doesn't have a single use as, like, reusable. Like, because the Molmets are stupid. They don't really do anything either.
I mean, there's some areas that are kind of fun with Molmets. I like the boss that they used for it, but yeah.
The boss is cool, yeah.
Andy asking, is the next goal going to be Dungeon 7? Yes, it is.
Yeah, because Dungeon 8 is a lot more straightforward. And also, the Black Tower is pretty straightforward. If people think it's spoilers that the game doesn't end at the Black Tower, you clearly didn't pay attention to the first segment where you definitely learned it was going to end at the Black Tower. Yeah, Molmets are just shovel, I guess. Okay, so this is the boss. This is just a dumb fight.
Yeah, this fight is pretty easy.
I think do you need to see maybe.
Yeah, what is this? This is the same as that octopus enemy from Link's Awakening that you can only hit him when he's turned around. Yeah,
a cue ball, or you know, the Octorok from. Okay, so now he's down in the water. So now you fight him down here. This is the whole fight. I don't know why this boss is the way that it is.
And then for some reason you can't swing your sword when you're on the surface.
Yeah, it's immune to your sword slashes on the surface.
Well, you can hit him. I mean, when you're swimming on the surface, you can't swing your sword for some reason.
Oh yeah, no. Well, yeah, because you have to take it out of the water. That's illegal. So you're basically waiting for a boss that can kind of only damage you underwater to do anything. Yeah, someone's actually taking quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, this is looking pretty rough right now.
I don't remember this boss being that tricky. And now is getting the surface hits in. Because you can do damage the whole time. You don't have to pursue him into, you know, downstairs.
Downstairs is what Alpha calls underwater.
I think someone is planning on just waiting.
Yeah,
but I don't know if he resurfaces. Oh, there's an attack. He goes underwater to dodge it. And you can only use what's on your A button, and is using the siege shooter to keep space. I like this adaptation.
Yeah, this is pretty nice.
Oh, clanks against a missile fired by the boss.
I think those are rocks.
Well, I couldn't really see, as the game is giving you senses to fight this guy. It expects you to fight him like this, instead of, you know, haphazardly throwing yourself at him in a suicidal manner.
There we go.
Gets
the
bank shot.
Beautifully done. So that was pretty great by someone there, managing to get through that without taking a death.
Now, does someone save and quit end here, or does someone go and try and trading sequence?
No,
because you have to head back that way.
They just hit the dot done, so they're gonna save.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple of players don't read the pace bin very carefully. The pace bin says you get to dot done when you grab the essence, so then you could save your game afterwards.
I just don't read the placements. It's not fun.
And it's very important that that someone saves the game here instead of resetting. Alright, anyway, let's pull up. So who else do we have in here?
There's Anisep, who is fighting Fire currently.
Let's go grab Anisep.
Oh, Uwer's going for the exact same solution he did last time, only it's a little different. Hey, you can't push. I guess you gotta. Nice and clean.
There we go. Cleared that a lot faster than the first time.
Nintendo, where's the new 2D Zelda game? Like a legitimate 2D Zelda game, not this Link Between Worlds bullshit.
Well, you got Link's Awakening Deluxe, which features the brand new Customize a Dungeon feature.
Customize the dungeon thing, and the reason why 100% for that game is trash. Because you have to do dungeons to get heart containers.
Yeah, so Nighty is using his brand new mermaid fins. The mermaid fins change your controls. Previously, it's hold a direction and tap A to swim. Once you get the mermaid fins, suddenly you have to tap the button repeatedly. So this is a great way to absolutely wear out your hands.
And Nighty takes death to the jellyfish. And there goes Fire. Fire leaves. Bye-bye, Fire.
So there will be 2 more goals in this race. We'll be doing Dungeon 7 as a standalone goal, and then Dungeon 8 plus the finale will be another standalone goal. And those will be pretty meaty. Of course, Dungeon 7, for those who don't know, we get to have an exciting stealth segment, because of course it can't be a Legend of Zelda game if they don't make you do a stealth segment.
It is a pretty good stealth segment.
There's no such thing as a good stealth segment.
What do you call Metal Gear?
It's the opposite of fun. Did you not read my treatise on stealth segments?
Which game did you put that in?
That was, what was that in? Was that in Oracle of... Was that an Ocarina of Time?
That may have been Ocarina of Time. I know you wrote a huge thing about stealth segments that I ignored.
Where did I put that? I've got it somewhere. Now I have to dig it up.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Wait.
Where did I put that? It's not in Metroid Prime. Oh, it was in Terra Nigma. It was one of my
Terra Nigma, that's it. I knew it was one of the races I didn't join.
It's not that one. Here it is. I found it. There it is. That's what I wrote about stealth segments. A brief
Nico,
history
not
of
a
stealth
fan.
segments.
Not a fan of sneaky sneaks.
Stealth segments are not good.
I think they have their place when they're done adequately, such as in Mirror Gear Solid, Solid Santa.
That was one of the games I was thinking about doing as a blind race was Metal Gear 2 for the on the MSX.
I want to play Metal Gear 1, and I haven't played that either, and I've heard the MSX version is much better. Oh, but the MSX version of Metal Gear 2 is the canon one, right? Because
Yeah.
the NES one is Snake's Revenge.
Yeah, so there was the original Metal Gear on the MSX. Then it got
Yeah.
ported to the NES, and the NES version is a little bit different. What did they do? They had a different overworld in the other version. It had a lot of issues with it that they couldn't reproduce things, and Hideo Kojima really didn't like the NES version that they came up with. So Konami came back and it's like, hey, you wanna do a Metal Gear 2? And he's like, hell no, I don't. So they made Snake's Revenge, which is the non-canon one. And then he's like, holy crap, I hate this game so much. I'm gonna make my own Metal Gear 2, and it's gonna be better than all of yours. So he made Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake for the MSX, which it never appeared on consoles, except for like way later when they put it as a bonus in some of the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 versions, I think. But yeah, I was thinking of doing Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, and then maybe like doing Snake's Revenge along with it, so it's sort of a comparison of the two games.
Yeah, I haven't played the original Metal Gear. I've been meaning to.
Really?
Yeah. I just had one in my head. Oh, because you were saying Snake's Revenge. What about Star Tropics 2?
I'm not a fan of Star Tropics 2. It's okay, but it's got a lot of like just dumb stuff in it. It's kind of forgettable. No, I was leaning strongly towards doing Solid Snake and then doing Snake's Revenge after it. Snake's Revenge is like a 2-session game. It's pretty easy. And then doing Solid Snake, just so folks can have that experience of seeing the difference between what Nintendo or what Konami of America thought was a ridiculous sequel that Hideo Kojima said this is stupid, and then what Hideo Kojima actually created. Because in my opinion, Hideo Kojima, his idea of what is dumb and what is clever is like completely backwards from a normal human being.
Hideo Kojima is a complete psychopath. Just everything he does, all of his games are just insane.
But yeah, I was thinking of doing the Metal Gear 2 for the MSX because I think it's more likely players haven't played that.
I think it's likely that players haven't played the first one either.
Well, but you might have played it on the NES, and also, in my opinion, the NES version might actually be better because there's one puzzle at the very end. Well, I'm making air quotes when I say puzzle. That to destroy Metal Gear, you have to bomb its legs in a very specific sequence, and if you do the wrong sequence, it doesn't work for some reason. And there's a scientist who gives you like half of the sequence, and then you have to figure out the other half of the sequence on your own, and it's really dumb.
Is it the NES version?
No, the NES version, you just walk up to a computer, and then the computer you blow up the computer.
Ah, I see. We're almost done with Smog. Final phase. Meanwhile, Nighty, getting near the end of this dungeon.
Yeah, Nighty's been doing pretty well in these races.
Nighty not thinking this through. You have an item that holds it down. He'll eventually figure this out. Oh, they weren't quite touching. That's the heartbreaker.
Yeah, everybody seems to be struggling with Smog. Not picking up that you can just use the Cane of Samaria a second time to just bridge a 2-block gap. Although we did learn for the first time, and I had no idea of it, that you could that you could push these blocks. I'd never seen anybody push the blocks in this fight. Alright, Eddie on the boss. Alright, Nighty's ready for, or Muir's ready for another phase, but Muir makes it through. It's gonna finally, 2 hours.
Good old.
2 hours,
finally.
21 minutes, 23 seconds. Muir picks up the 5th essence.
Yeah, good old boss of Dungeon 6, Octagon. Or Octagon. What a dumb boss.
Yeah, so Nighty figuring out here that you just lean out over the edge, and that's enough to get this guy.
Octodad is a better game. Oh, if there's a bunch of people who own Octodad but haven't played Octodad, I would commentate an Octodad race.
Octodad would be fabulous.
I would commentate Octodad while playing Octodad, because there's really only so much Octodadding that you really can comment on, because everything is just ridiculous. It's such a fun game.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've played. I'm trying to think if that would be a single segment race, or if you'd want to do 2.
It's only like 2-3 hours tops.
It's not that long, although it's an easy one for you to spend a lot of time on it.
I couldn't see it taking someone more than 5 hours on a first playthrough. Although I've never legitimately gotten the pizza.
Never gotten the pizza?
When you're in the supermarket, you can just shove your tentacle through and get the pizza.
Right.
I had considered learning the Octodad speedrun, but then for whatever reason, one of the tricks didn't work on the version I had, so I stopped. I gave up basically the second I hit any adversity. It does not. The only thing it helps is you might know about the pizza clip. Anicep's also taking out the boss. Muir's a while away, and so is Hopscotch.
Yeah, Muir has fallen way behind. That one puzzle with the blocks, that really just totally destroyed that poor guy.
Yeah.
So word of mention, Zenik Reverie is half an hour behind everybody else. Zenik was unfortunately a little bit late to today's party, and so you'll want to just assume that he's half an hour behind everybody. So he's not doing that bad considering how far he is. He's ahead of Muir, despite the fact that started half an hour later.
I'm gonna switch over my streams as well.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I look for a thinly veiled excuse to play Octodad again. I'd absolutely play Octodad again. It is an incredibly fun game, and it has probably the best theme song. It's just such a perfect theme song for the game. My friend bought the single on vinyl. Which it came in a very bright blue vinyl, and all it is the opening theme song played twice, and that's it on both sides.
And there's Anicept picking up the 6th essence, the Bereft Peak. That they're really they're kind of struggling here to come up with things to collect.
Naming is not something they really did. Like they came up with Tokay, and what we'll see in Seasons, which I don't know if someone's played Seasons, so I won't spoil the name of that. And then Varen and General Onyx, who that's not really a spoiler because you meet him about the same time you meet Varen.
Yeah,
in
that's not
Seasons.
a spoiler.
And, like,
He's
that's the
basically
end
back of the box.
Yeah, that's like that one doesn't count. I think he is on the back of the box actually.
I mean, it's pretty normal for a lot of these games to just put the boss on the back of the box.
You know what? Hang on. Is that box? I have the Seasons box like unfolded somewhere. I don't have the Ages box, because Ages was at a time where I didn't care about the pieces of paper as much. I kept all the instruction manuals, but never the boxes.
What's up with Twitch putting these giant offline banners? These are so ugly.
It's pretty terrible. Wait, what the fuck is this? Oh, right, Buck Rogers, Planet of Zoom for the, Atari 5200. Oh, apparently Sega made this game. Didn't know that.
What? Why do you have that?
Don't ask questions. Let's see. There's Heart Gold, there's Pokemon box for the original Fable. This isn't all of my boxes, this is just the boxes I have immediately adjacent to me. The Skyward Sword Original Collector's Edition box.
I think I still have that in my closet.
Here's a good game nobody played. Red Steel 2. Because the first one was bad. I like, it just missed all of the marks. And then when the Wiimote Plus came out, Ubisoft just went, okay, what if we made this game, but it actually controlled like we said the first one was supposed to? And they pulled that off, and it's a lot of fun. Probably the best shooter on the Nintendo Wii.
I thought the best shooter on the Nintendo Wii was Metroid Prime 3.
That's a first-person adventure. Ah, yes, here's the copy of Punch-Out Wii that I have, that I got complete inbox for like $20. That was a lucky find.
Careful there, Anisep, you might create a time loop.
Original Red Steel, Mad World, that's a game. Oh hey, the physical box I bought for Left 4 Dead 2 with the CD still inside of it. I think the CD also had the activation code for Steam. I bought this in a store.
Yeah, that's a thing people used to do.
Yeah, I mean, I have the orange box discs too, but that was different because that was the orange box.
I mean, they still do. You can still buy PC games in the store, but they're all like...
Yeah, but it's all Steam codes. Like, it makes so little sense.
Well, no, there's still a few CDs going around, but it's all like, 200 crossword puzzles, or it's physical editions of Big Fish games, hidden object games.
Have my original Game Boy Color that still works in proper color, Atomic Purple.
Zenik here, spotting the issue is a lot of times you travel, you use your seed, and you realize, there's no tree in my time period in the place I want to be. So I think Zenix right now is got money coming out of his ears, and he's looking for something to spend it on.
I have Warrior Land 3. That's a game. That's a really good game. Thinly veiled excuse to play that again, I'd do it. Guys, do I have another box under here? I definitely have the Seasons thing somewhere. I'm just not sure where. What's this box? That's that.
Yeah, so if Zenik wanted something to spend some money on, he could dip to the past, transport himself back to the present, sneak into the back of the shop, and then there is a shop there that will sell him a bigger ring box so he can carry 3 different rings with him. That way he can have both a Moblin ring and a like-like ring to transform.
Yeah, someone's saying their computer doesn't even have a CD player in it anymore. I like it, especially if I ever decide to buy a Blu-ray of something, then I'd have a Blu-ray player.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Mine's got a slot to put in a CD thing, I just haven't done it.
Yeah, I like having them. I don't think I would buy another one, but I would like having the slot on the case. But I also, like, if I ever built, like, a reasonable person and built, like, mid-tower CP, like, computers, I wouldn't do it. But, I like building full towers, because I like the idea that I may one day upgrade it.
What is Hopscotch doing here? Hopscotch seems convinced that there needs to be something in this little dead end.
Is Zenik trying to... Okay, Zenik is finally... This is like the hardest thing in the world, is to access this shop. And so Zedek now can spend all of his money, because there's 2 things in here that are useful. And that's, you know what? Are you not gonna buy the ring box?
That's an interesting choice.
I mean,
didn't even look to see what it was.
yeah, I mean, I guess, like, there's only so many rings that are useful. Although, and there is a speedrun for this game, I think, that's called, like, or, no, there isn't, or it's a meme category and it's not listed anywhere.
All rings would be the most ridiculous category.
No, well, that does exist, no, but the meme category is, I think, like, bare knuckle, where you take the punch ring, and you can't use sword, you only punching.
That's a fantastic category.
It's such a good category. I think, it's, you don't use your sword in air, but, like, if you have to use your sword, 90% of the time it's weak to sense seeds of the seed shooter anyway, so...
What is hopscotch?
I think there's, like... I don't know what the fuck hopscotch is doing.
I mean, I don't even think there's rooms on those directions.
Hopscotch maps exist.
Does hopscotch not found a map yet? It's the only thing I can think of. Unless the issue is hopscotch only got... Maybe hopscotch only got the first key. And hopscotch doesn't realize that he has to go back, get the other key, and then visit the dungeon again in the past. That might be where he's
Very
stuck.
possible.
Because if he hasn't found the second key, he thinks that this is all that exists in this dungeon.
Yeah, the second key might be what he needs. 1, 2, 3. I love Goron dancing.
Yeah, hopscotch has got a map.
Yeah, so if he can't find anything... And again, if you talk to the owl outside, it tells you, hey, you need that.
Yeah, I think that's where hopscotch is stuck right now. Hopscotch doesn't realize this dungeon exists in 2 time periods.
Yeah. Well, hopscotch is looking just... he's looking in the right spot, just at the wrong time. Dance is heart, it's passion. You need to try again. God, I played this game so much. The mini games, all of the charm in this game. I really can't fault Zedek for wanting to play this at whatever pace he feels like playing this. Because they're just games that are just like, racing this is an absolute shame. I don't want to do it. We had that rule in Heavy Troopa. I don't remember if Jal made it true of Giant Troopa, that games that you wanted to actually enjoy, you could reroll. I at least like hopscotch electing to, although, is he just slashing or is he actually poking?
Slashing works. This game is different than the other ones because if you slash, it'll reveal it.
Okay. I never would have put that together. I played too much. I was playing a little bit because I own this on my original 3DS.
Why the hell are you slashing the wall up top where you already know the passage?
Yeah, these games are not that complex. There's only ever one way in.
Yeah, so that has to be it. Hopscotch doesn't realize that you can visit this dungeon in the past. Yeah, because he's only got 1 key. And it makes sense too, because the one in the present is easier to spot because there's no waterfall. So he just has to realize that you got to go back in time and you got to go swimming in the water.
Yeah, and they give you like a bunch of hints, like that's where you're gonna have to go. but they like do it in a manner that it's like impossible. Like it's just done well. As see hopscotch resetting. Did he save and quit? I wasn't paying attention to hopscotch at the time.
Yep, Hopscotch has to go back, and if Hopscotch talks to the green Goron, we'll get the hint that, oh, there's more to do. Oh, here we go. Hopscotch discovers there's another dungeon.
That's very important. But Big Bang game. I think the Big Bang, like, I think a lot of the passwords end up taking you to Goron Village. If you do it from Seasons, you don't get to play any of these fun, like, super minigames. It's one of the reasons I like Ages First, other than, you know, Seed Shooter is, less effective against the one shared enemy that is weak to seeds than the equivalent in Seasons. Which is just the bow. More or less.
Alright, so it looks like Hopscotch has realized that there is still more minigame to do.
I'm trying to think of what minigames there are in Seasons.
In Seasons?
Is there just the one?
I think I know there's the Goron, or the Subrosian dance.
Yeah, but I don't think there's another one.
I'm not certain.
Well, I guess if you count, although you only do it once, the brothers. But that's just a section that you hate for different reasons. And I know you know what I'm talking about, so...
Yeah, Namuwer is having some trouble with the Goron dance for some reason. Looking for some visual feedback, and yeah, there's no visual feedback. There's no way to figure this game out.
No. I just listen to the Goron dance every time.
So Hopscotch needs to pick up those rocks.
Good sounds of Maple being nearby. Zenik found another way to spend his money. Paying to fix the door.
He did.
That's important.
There we go. Alright. Moore's figured out what he's supposed to do. Zenik already do this dance? He's picking bronze. Which means he's just doing the funsy version.
Yeah, that's the very, very first one. Maybe he wants to do all of them. I would recommend doing all of them. I'm tempted to boot up the copy I have on me, the 3DS version of Ages. Which I can only play on my original 3DS because of the way Nintendo Network IDs worked back then. I think so. You could only have one. You couldn't have the same Nintendo account linked to more than one 3DS.
Okay.
So I have things purchased on my original 3DS, but the ribbon cable for the shoulder button went bad in that one. So I bought a new 3DS. Not like a new 3DS XL, but like the new, like just the regular new 3DS. And that's what I have everything else on. But I can only play the one version of the game on the original. Just because I can't, you know, you can't swap your accounts. 7 to 8 rounds, you're almost as good as him. Take your prize. Money. You like money, right? Who doesn't like money?
Alright, Hopscotch still not certain where to go. The next step, oh no, no, don't go back in. Oh, there's nothing here. You need to go find the other minigame. So right now, Muir needs to do the dancing minigame, and for whatever reason, Muir is absolutely struggling on this minigame. This is clearly not one of Muir's gaming skills, and I think that there's a better than even chance that when he realizes he has to do another dancing minigame later, that he's just going to forfeit and finish this later. So Muir does only need to survive 6 out of the 8 rounds to get through this. Meanwhile, Hopscotch needs to leave this dungeon and needs to find the other minigame up on the ridge, which is the batting cage minigame that you reach by going to target carts, lifting the rock, and then teleporting to the past. Which is exactly where Zenik is right now. Alright, how's Muir
Zenik's going through. I wonder if Zenik's on the trading sequence. I didn't check his items.
Just got the Goronade.
No, I meant the regular trading sequence.
Oh, I don't know.
Someone's in the chat. Someone, did you play Seasons or did you only play Ages? I guess I'll ask that for anybody who's in this race and in chat.
Alright, Muir has finally survived. Yep, I thought that this goal might take a long time.
I was pretty sure about this. I didn't think the part they'd be getting walled at. I didn't think the part they got walled at would be the part that Muir got stuck at.
Yeah, Muir getting stuck there just totally floored me. That it took him 3 tries to figure out what he was supposed to do in that room.
Okay. Yeah, because if you remembered the trading sequence in Seasons, I'd talk about it, but if you don't, then I won't.
Yeah, we'll spoil all that fun stuff when we get to the...
Yeah, because that also has my... Like, that's a 15-second loop, but it's my favorite 15-second loop in Seasons. Like, it's such a good song.
Alright, Hopscotch found a Gasha tree, which is absolutely not what Hopscotch wanted to see.
Oh, there's a death for Zenik. Too bad. At the very end. You just kind of go in circles there, I think. Unless you're playing the password version of this game, in which case, they really like making you do minigames on Goron Mountain. You just talk to things in Seasons, it's boring.
A lot of Seasons is just running around and stabbing everything.
Yeah. Although Seasons has the better linked dungeon. It's less cool in ages. But, I don't know, should we make them do the extra dungeon?
No,
I think
I'm gonna let they get to make their own decision.
Okay. It'd be nice, like, it's a cool dungeon.
Muir is on I don't care about Maple mode.
No, you don't really care. After you get the trading sequence item from her, which everybody's gotten. Nobody cares anymore.
There we go. Hopscotch found the hidden warp. There goes. Zenik makes it through. Zenik's gonna play it again and get a sweet bonus item.
Bonus items all day.
Ooh, beautiful hit there. So this is one of the benefits of going for Ricky, is that you're already pretty good at the at this minigame.
To a degree, but it's different.
I mean, the mechanics are the same.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Hopscotch killing it on that attempt.
Just absolutely blowing it up.
Alright, So now that Hopscotch has the lava juice, has to figure out where the lava juice goes, which is, there is a Goron who insists that you gotta give him some lava juice in order to befriend the graceful Goron.
Or, well, so he'll talk to him for you, you know.
Here we go.
Because he's a nice guy like that.
So now Hopscotch has got a quandary. Who the hell is the graceful Goron?
Well, you figured it'd be the Goron who's the best at dancing.
I mean, that's what they'll figure out. Alright, looks like Hopscotch figured it out. Someone 3255 asks, why do you need 2 keys for the same door? Well,
we asked this question, but it's a time travel thing.
It's because after Link acquired the first key, they had to change the locks, and then you have to get the key for the other lock. This is a less confusing key than the one we'll see in the next goal. In the next goal, we're going to see a key that makes absolutely no sense, no matter how hard you try to make logic of it. We'll just spoil that for you, so you have that to look forward to.
Listen, it makes sense to a degree.
No, it does not. It makes no sense whatsoever, and I will explain to you in next week's goal why it makes no sense whatsoever.
I think I already know the answer, but it's still funny.
It makes no sense whatsoever. Alright, so Muware here is checking to see where to go next. Needs to find something with a strange vehicle to go. Looks like Hopscotch has finally acquired a second key and now has figured out why he could not get anywhere in this dungeon. Because there's more than one dungeon. We're trying to call his buddy Ricky. That ain't happening.
No, you only need that for Pole's voice, which I don't know if there's any of them left in the game.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
Like, the second you get the flute, it's just like no more Pole's voice.
This game also has a lot of caves that are just empty. Like, there's just this random cave here that just doesn't seem to have anything in it. Alright, Moor sees a sign that says target carts are down. Target cart sounds a whole lot like a minigame he'd like to play right now.
I'd like to play target cart. That's correct.
Yeah, Moor just needs to keep going. He needs to go to the base of the mountain. There's a portal there that he can take to go back in time, and then all his worries will be solved.
You know, while I'm thinking, I guess I'm just thinking like of in terms of what we have left. And I think if people are upset with the general puzzliness-ish of Ages, they might be very happy with the direction Seasons ends up going.
Yeah, I think Seasons will be a lot more fun for the second game, because it's a lot more straightforward. There's no second.
Yeah, I was like, you say that, but there's one dungeon you can do out of order.
Who really wants to play this minigame, he's going to dig and hope that he finds a time portal. There is no time portal there. The time portal's at the base of the mountain. Moor is just going to bomb everything. This isn't a thing that you can do. He's got to jump on down here. Jump on down. No, he doesn't want to. He wants to push that. Go left. There's a bush. Cut down the bush. Oh no, he's gonna go in here. Yeah, it's a little bit cruel how often the game will hide a time portal underneath a bush or something like that.
Yeah. I think we're done with that at the very least.
I think you're right. I think that the worst of that is behind us. Because in the next goal, we're going to get the song that lets you just warp anywhere.
Yeah, that's it's very useful. But yeah, there's not, if you check your map, there's not a lot of map left. You know, you have, in the past, the entire bottom part, except for Tokay Island. And in the present, you have the entire bottom left of the map. Most of the bottom right.
So the good news is Hopscotch has got the right idea. Oh, did he hear it? Yeah, so Hopscotch heard it. There we go. That's probably the last major obstacle for Hopscotch out of the way.
He did that. He was doing that everywhere.
Where just does not want to open up the menu to do these 2-tile wide jumps. Is just going to jump them like a boss. So I think Xenix still hasn't gotten the other key. I think Xenix still only has the key for the grotto in the present.
Yeah, eventually everybody will figure that out. Takes a while, I guess. More time than I gave it credit for anyway.
And Moor just smashes this plant against the ground. He hates this plant with a passion. Dashes it across the ground. Alright, so it looks like Muir's probably figured out what's going on here. So this will get Muir to the target carts. Will Muir pick up the rocks and find the other warp? Because that's another spot that's got a good chance of throwing him off.
Alright, Hopscotch. Can you solve the very difficult puzzle of counting?
Is there a way to know the order for these torches, or are you supposed to brute force it? I believe you're supposed to brute force it.
I think there might be something. Let me go look it up. Because I'm actually curious. Let me go see. So, Mermaid's Cave.
Senex says, don't care about Maple, just runs off without her. Ooh, nice. Muir manages to get the clear. It's going to pick up a rock brisket. Let's all cross our fingers that Muir then picks up both of the rocks outside just to see, because one of those rocks hides a warp that he really needs to do. Muir no longer wants to play this game, but there's no choice. You cannot get off of Mr. Bones' wild ride.
It doesn't quite say. I think maybe you're supposed to guess.
I think you're just supposed to guess, because it's really clear. It makes sounds to tell you right or wrong, so it's really easy to brute force it.
Yeah. Because you have a 25% chance, followed by a 33% chance, and a 50-50, so absolute worst case scenario, you're talking about needing, I think, maybe 9 Ember Seeds. Let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, wait, you'll need more. You gotta shoot twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10. 13.
Wait, what are you counting?
7. If you guessed wrong every time, you need 17 Ember Seeds.
No, that's way too many. So
No.
it could take you 4 tries to get the first one.
Yeah, and then you need 2 for each of the next 3, so that's plus 6.
No, how are you getting that?
Because you have to light the first torch to get the second torch.
Oh, alright, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yep,
yeah, and then the next one would take 3.
Yeah, yep, you're
and you
right.
get that wrong, and the last one takes 4, so
Yep.
plus 7.
Yep, you are right. I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
You're right.
it's yeah. I had to think about it. I'm like, huh, you could but no one's gonna be that unlucky, because it's literally just go left to right, so you'll probably get the first one, and then I have a feeling you'll immediately know the second one is the pain in the ass one to hit, because everyone has seemed to get that. That would be my second guess anyway.
There's Hopscotch using a key to open a key block. How does that work? You've got a block that's got a keyhole in it, and you stick the key in it, and then like it disappears. How do you think a keyhole block actually works?
There was a Zelda game that basically like it was so what was it?
I mean, like,
Is it Four Swords Adventures where you have to throw the key into the top of the block?
I think that's right, but that it still doesn't help you because you've got this block, and for some
It triggers
reason,
a bomb inside that explodes it. That's why it blows up in that game.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, that's an explanation.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, that works. So Hopscotch made it to the try your luck room and took a death there.
Trying to think of other games that would be good blind races to follow up or even just have a single sitting race of.
Well, we do have a game that I wrote up a paste for. That
I saw that. When is that race gonna be?
It'll be a week from Tuesday.
If it's the late option you picked, I might not be able to do that one. But if it's the one of the earlier ones, maybe. It did seem like a weird game.
Oh, it's a good game. Unfortunately, this goal is going to be pretty short. It's going to be a very tiny portion of the game. Ironically, the reason why I'm not going to do it as a segmented race is because it is incredibly long. It took me about 50 hours to complete it casually.
Yeah. It's like, I'm wondering, and this would only be because it's the only one that sort of lends itself, how, like, Tales of Fantasia would work out.
I think if I was going to do an RPG, I would do something different than that.
Well, because the only reason I was saying Fantasia is that it gives you all of the hints. It's sort of action-y, but that one's hard to control.
If I was going to do just a straight-up RPG, I might do something like Tomato Adventure that just was translated.
I think. Oh, that just reminded me. I need to play. What is it? The Moon, whatever that weird
Moon?
RPG is. That
Yeah,
Moon.
That's fantastic.
I've heard very good things.
What? I mean, I can't believe you haven't done that yet.
It's on my list.
Come on, Alpha, please.
I meant to do it a while ago, but I'm currently doing Great Ace Attorney, so.
Yeah, I've just finished up the first 5 cases, and I need to start the second set.
Yeah, I'm on the second one, and I immediately got wrecked by a pixel hunt. Where it was a thing next to another thing, but I thought I had already checked that thing because my cursor had a check mark next to it. Very hard.
Alright, so we see Hopscotch manages to clear the Try Your Luck puzzle. And gets a key. So Hopscotch is looking at the map and sees, oh, there's a doorway there. So hopefully Hopscotch scoots his little butt over there and makes sure to bomb that wall. So at this point, we're getting pretty close. Hopscotch and Zenik both have the past and the present keys. So the good news is they are both able to explore both halves of the dungeon. Muir has collected his first key, but unfortunately there is one more key to collect. And unfortunately for Muir, it will involve more dancing.
At least they know how hard they could make the dancing and make it fairly easy. Oh, there's a death for hopscotch. Beware that deep water. You can't swim in that. It's too deep. Those flippers are only rated for 5 feet or less.
So Hopscotch sees there is a passage he hasn't taken yet. Hopefully heads up that way. Another one I considered that might be a decent action RPG was Faxanadu for the NES. But that one's a little bit like Ys, except for it's a side-scrolling slash 'em up.
Still need to play those games.
Which one?
The Ys games.
Yeah, I just started up Ys 8 and it's so good.
I just haven't really like spammed any JRPGs. I'm very excited for Tales of Arise that's coming out. It looks very good, considering the last 2 Tales games were kind of lackluster. This is not... Zenik, this is not gonna work.
What is Zenik doing?
He didn't want a menu, so he was just switch hooking the same stalpos.
Oh, that is absolutely fair. I sympathize entirely with.
I also sympathize with that as someone who will do boneheaded things when I'm like playing Link's Awakening just to not menu. Like, if it's something I can do, but I have to open my menu, I'm just gonna try and do it however more difficult the other way is.
So here Muir is falling for a trap. He sees that crystal switch and he says, oh, that's going to reverse blocks. And I haven't seen any blocks, so I don't need to reverse them. Except for, even though it has exactly the same sprite as a crystal switch, that's actually a change the configuration of the floor switch. So hopefully he goes back into that room later and does hit that crystal switch and realizes, oh, it does actually do something for me.
Yeah, that was something I thought was weird, I guess, about this game, is that they reused a switch that had one very, very specific purpose from Link's Awakening. And they just made it multi-purpose, and that was no good.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's kind of fun about playing these. It's unfortunate for the players, of course, but it is fascinating seeing how players are confronted with these things and that they interpret all these things completely differently. So the good news is Muir is heading back out. I think Muir has picked up on the fact that there's more to this dungeon. It's like Zenik got grabbed.
Yeah, actually, while Zenik was getting grabbed in there, I was like listening. Zenik is actually looking for hearts. Like, I'm almost certain that's why he's not going back in.
I mean, if you need some hearts, one way to do it is just get out your shovel and start dig-a-rooney.
I think he knows where to find hearts. Quick. In the future. Yep. I don't know if Zenik has a potion, which would explain doing that.
Oh, you think that if Zenik has a potion, he's being this way because he doesn't want to trigger it?
Yeah, I mean, he has the money for it. I guess it's already forgotten. The one thing about the mermaid suit, and I think it says it, you can swim up waterfalls with it.
What?
I think so. It's like a specific waterfall. Because there are areas, there's one area in this game that you would need Dimitri to get to, but you can't otherwise.
I'm pretty sure that you can't swim up waterfalls with it. This isn't Snake, Rattle, and Roll.
Let me go see.
Alright, Muir's heading back into this dungeon. He's waffling. Does he want to go left? Does he want to go right? Does he want to go left? He doesn't know.
I thought there was something with waterfalls with it. Because there's definitely Dimitri-only areas.
No, I don't believe that that's correct.
In Seasons there are. You can't go to certain caves again without Dimitri.
Yeah, it also doesn't help that it looks like Zenik did not find the, Oh, hey, alright, Zenik found the bomb. He didn't find the bomb upgrade.
No, but he did follow the map correctly.
So good for Zenik. That's a major obstacle out of the way.
Yeah, the first person to actually follow their map. I don't think Nighty got walled by it at all either. But Nighty also knew immediately what the puzzle solution was. Okay, don't blame that bomb. Why don't you slash your sword? I realize one of the reasons why they may have made that one room so hectic. Zenik, there's nowhere else for you to go. Well, this is different.
No, he can't go that way any further because he needs a key.
Wasn't there a left?
No.
Oh, I didn't realize he had a key.
I'm not sure. I guess Zenik is just bombing this.
I guess he was just bombing walls.
He's hoping that there's something hidden in here.
But unfortunately, he's got to go to the future. He already knows there's two parts of the dungeon, so I hope that ends up clicking.
Well, I think once he's done exploring here, he'll go back and he will explore it in another time period. And Muir realizes an error has been made. Ooh, here's a chance for Hopscotch to get a potion. Move quick. Alright, doesn't get it. So I'm pretty sure Muir is aware that there's another time period here. He did step outside of the dungeon, and I think he's seen the hidden dungeon under the waterfall. So if that's the case, he hopefully he'll pick up pretty quickly that he needs to leave and he needs to find more minigames.
Yeah, it's the most important part. Zenik now has 3 keys. A good number of keys for someone who had 0.
Yeah, that turned around his fortunes pretty quick.
However, you know, in the past, those keys don't work in the future. The key technology has changed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all the Zelda keys are magic, because as soon as you open a door with them, the keys just vanish.
Or maybe they break.
So you're going for the really poor quality key strategy.
That, or like, when you put the key into the door, like, you know how the lock, like, slides away, the lock may consume the key, and like it's a one-time lock. It'll only ever lock once.
Oh, kind of like when you use the key to open up your mailbox, and the key sticks inside of it so that the package delivery guy can just take the key back later.
Yeah, although I don't have one of those, something like that.
All right, Zenek.
But I have heard of them. Yep, Fire, the boss of Dungeon 6.
So I think Hopscotch may be pretty close here to finishing.
Yeah, I think has the small key and should be fighting Octagon pretty soon. Or Octagon. They really didn't put any effort into naming these things. Zenek is getting the right patterns with this guy, or just knows how to fight Vire. Yeah, just fight him. I don't know why nobody was just fighting him. Like, everybody was just standing around, or at least someone had this problem where he just wasn't fighting Vire. Anyway, I very hope everyone joins the Seasons segmented races. If you're turned off by the puzzles, congratulations. There's like no thinking puzzles in Seasons.
Seasons is going to be very much straightforward.
It's execution heavy to nearly a fault.
Yeah, it's less of this is a puzzle, and it's more of just push the buttons, you know, and with the right timing.
Oh, yeah. I'd say there's actually there's one really good puzzle in Seasons, but that's spoilers. I know what Zenek's thinking, it can't possibly be this, but it is. Unless if you kill all the wizards, you can push a block. That I'm not aware of.
Yep. Suddenly, just as we're talking about how this game is puzzle heavy, suddenly you've just gotta time it. Just throw the thing.
This can't be right.
Although this is also a very unusual game in that this is a Zelda game where you don't get a bow and arrow.
Yeah. I mean, there's only a handful where you don't. Adventure of Link is the first one I can think of. This
Adventure of Link, like, is the exception to every Zelda rule.
Yeah, that's true.
Except for Octoroks. There are Octoroks in Adventure of Link.
Yes. There's always, there's Octoroks and Moblins. Dark Nuts. Oh no, wait, Iron Knuckles are in the Adventure of Link. Dark Nuts aren't in OOT, but Iron Knuckles are.
So Muir tried bombing that one wall. You can't bomb that wall in the present. You have to bomb it in the past. That's one that's a lot more difficult to explain why that wall is weak and can be destroyed in the past, but it's strong in the present. Because if the suggestion is somebody came through and they fixed it, you know, that they shored that wall up, why wouldn't they fix the gaping hole? Alright, so Muir needs to go talk to the Green Goron. That Green Goron is going to give him the hint of where he needs to go next, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be told that he needs to find the baseball minigame. And unfortunately, the baseball minigame you reach by picking up a rock outside of the minecart minigame. That's going to be a little tricky to find. We're just jumping these two tile-wide gaps without the Pegasus seeds because he's just too lazy. And now he's out of health, so he has no choice but to use a Pegasus seed. Alright, so Muir got a hint here. Which tells Muir somewhere in this mountain is a mini game he has not yet played. Hopscotch has the right idea here. Alright, switches the block. Nicely done for Hopscotch. Muir is looking for a mini game that he has not yet played. How do you fall down pits underwater? It's because all pits are exactly the same as they are in the original Super Mario Brothers, where they suck you down when you get close.
Yep.
Alright, Hopscotch is fighting this boss the pro way, which is to just get in its face and then smack it with your sword until it stops moving. Alright, Muir, you're so close. You just gotta pick up these rocks. Oh no, Muir's leaving! The answer was right under his feet, and he just walked away. So Muir's got an important piece of information. He needs to be in the past. Looks like Hopscotch took a death on the boss. It's going to need to give it another shot. Hopscotch is very close to finishing now. Alright, Muir versus the Octopus, round number 2. Thankfully, this area is not very big, so there's only a limited number of places that Muir can try to explore. Zenek is almost done here. It takes about 50 arrows to the face. Ooh, poor Hopscotch takes another death here. Oh, Muir's hopping down again. Needs to go up and needs to grab those rocks. Hopscotch gets grabbed and is back to the beginning of the dungeon.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's Hopscotch doing? Hopscotch just taking a death. He's just.
I think that looked very intentional to me.
Yeah, that was very intentional. That was a screw it, I'm starting over.
Yeah, so I did check. The bow is in literally every Zelda game except for The Adventures of Link and the 2 Oracles games.
Is it in Link's crossbow training?
I think so.
Is it in the Legend of Zelda Game & Watch?
Yeah, because that now has the regular Legend of Zelda and also Link's Awakening.
No, actually, because
you talking about the original one?
Yeah, because the
yeah,
original
no, probably
one,
not.
Ironically, the original Game & Watch is not available on the Legend of Zelda Game & Watch.
I thought they put that there. Or is it an updated one?
No, it's the quote-unquote Zelda Game & Watch, and I'm making air quotes here, does not include Zelda Game & Watch. It just includes 3 other Zelda games.
Wonder if that ever went back in stock. Not sure.
What, are you talking about the original Game & Watch? Or are you
No,
talking
the
about...
new one.
Oh, well, maybe. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I can buy it at Walmart for MSRP. There's pre-orders for new ones. Yeah, I thought it had a Game & Watch mode on it.
It has
I was joking.
Yeah, it has a mode that that shows a watch, and it has like Zelda graphics on it, but it doesn't actually play a Game & Watch game.
It has a Game & Watch mode where Link hits Octoroks with hammers.
Oh yeah, but that's not the Zelda Game & Watch game. That's an old Game & Watch game that they just Zelda themed it because they were lazy.
Okay. Yeah, I joked that I was gonna buy the Zelda Game & Watch and speedrun Link's Awakening on it because it's an official release, and if there's no lag in it, I'd probably be able to get a really good time for no good reason.
Alright, Hopscotch not doing too bad on this cycle.
No.
Just gotta keep racking up that damage.
Yeah, he sees the scent seeds coming out, so maybe he's convinced that the way to fight this boss is to bank seeds and hit him in the back.
He knows how to sword the boss when it goes underwater, so that's not an issue. He really doesn't like this underwater phase because both him and Zenik are very much not fans of the modified swimming controls when you get.
I think once you figure it out, it's not too bad, but if you're not used to it, it's terrible. Like, the second you understand it, I don't think it's bad. You don't need to equip the bracelet, Hopscotch. You just push it. You can also use your seed shooter while it is underwater. There's 3 items you can use. The seed shooter, switch hook, and your sword.
Why is Mooer getting the very first Maple text here? Is this the first time that Mooer has ever let Maple come out?
It's very possible.
Because she still has the broomstick.
Well, she only gets the upgrades based on how many rupees she takes from you.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah, she uses the money she wins off of you to buy the other stuff. And by wins, I mean sometimes it's just her own money, but it counts. So let me see. So
Alright, there is Hopscotch getting the finish here with an SRL time of 3 hours, 39 minutes, and 27 seconds.
apparently, and I don't know if this is true, it says Maple has specific text if all of the items fall into pits or water before the game can begin. And just next to it, it just says citation needed. I don't believe that because I don't think she can appear on any screens that can kill everything. I have been on screens where there were like 3 items afterwards. I remember that. Okay, so apparently it's not money-based, it's 8 encounters with Maple. She will ride a vacuum instead of her broom, which allows her to fly faster but more erratically.
Oh no, Mooer's so desperate he's playing the other dancing game.
Oh no, Mooer.
Yeah, this is...
What does Mooer gotta do?
Muir has to do the batting cage minigame. The hit the ball with the sword minigame.
Alright.
But to find it, you have to lift the rock outside of the target cards.
Alright, well, when we inevitably raid Muir, the raid message gotta be batter up. Because he won't understand what it means, and it's perfect. So the frickin' arbitrary code execution that you have to do that involves getting eaten by hands for a bunch.
Yeah, at this point, if you watch the speedrun at GDQ, pretty much nothing is spoiled.
Yeah.
Oh, Zenit got greedy there.
Yeah, he's just setting up for the ACE so we can just done immediately next week's race because he'll warp to credits. It looks like really, really bad execution, like, doing it. It's like, oh no, it's going bad. But yeah, someone make this speedrun fun somehow by removing D2 skip by saving more time. And then removing ACE.
Oh, Muir might think he needs to do this dance minigame, and he's right, but this is not...
Not yet.
But it's too early. If he does this...
is really hard.
Yeah.
Again, Platinum is one of the reasons why I don't use the visuals for it, because I just hear it. It's a lot easier to focus on the timing if you are only paying attention to the music, because that's the only thing that matters, really. Because occasionally they'll move so fast that if you find yourself waiting for a sprite animation to finish, you'll time it wrong. So, yeah. Just listen to the sounds, close your eyes, and just do it. And Zenit is moving on to the boss. Octagon. He's not very threatening. I like the idea of trying to shoot a, I can understand where Zenit's coming from with this.
Zenit really wants this throwing a bomb with the right timing thing.
Honestly, I think I may have tried that when I did this as a kid, just because, like, it makes sense. He's got a hole in his head.
Oh, you know, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, maybe that's
if this was another Zelda game, that would absolutely be how you fight these boss, like, without question. I don't know how many hits this guy has left, but Zenit's hearts aren't looking good. And Zenit does not know how to fight him above water. Okay, he sees sense seeds, and if there's sense seeds in the boss room, it usually means you can shoot him with a seed shooter.
Yeah, and I think this is a boss where it's not really obvious that his front and back are different.
Will he use the seed shooter underwater? No, switching back to the sword.
Oh, takes the death. But he's close. He knows it's just the boss now.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? Gonna dig some hearts?
He's going back to the ferry that's like right outside.
Oh, okay, that's convenient.
Yeah, he already went there once. I thought it was because he had a potion, but I guess he didn't.
So as we're just about to see Zenik finish up this goal, we do have 2 more goals left in this game. Next week we will be playing through dungeon number 7, and the week after that we will be playing dungeon number 8 and finishing the game. And that'll be it for The Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Ages. It is linked. There is a second game, Oracle of Seasons. We will play that. But not right away. We're gonna put something in between just to give all the players an opportunity to cool down a little bit, rest a little bit before they jump onto another 8 dungeons of adventure. We've thrown out a couple of ideas for some games. I'll probably finalize what game it's going to be over the next week and start putting together a pace spin. If you are on our Discord, you'll find some information about that, and you'll have a chance to weigh in, especially if there's a game that you are interested in playing. It's always an opportunity to throw out some ideas for some games that you'd like to play that you just haven't had a chance to do. Ooh, you know what might be fun? Blaster Master blasting again. That's a good one. Maybe that's what I'll have everybody do.
What Blaster Master game is that in the Blaster Master continuum?
That's Blaster Master, I guess it would be 3, sort of. It's on the PlayStation 1.
Because I know there's a Blaster Master game that's bad because they put it in Kuso.
That's probably Blaster Master 2.
Yeah. Blaster Master 0 was incredibly good. Blaster Master 0 2 is less good.
What about Blaster Master 0 3?
I haven't played that one yet. I'm waiting for it to show up because I bought the physical copy of it because I know I'm upset I didn't have funds at the time to really want the 1+2 collection, even though I absolutely adored those games. I had so much fun with them.
But yeah, Blaster Master 3, blasting again. It's the 3rd game. It's on the PlayStation 1. And I thought it was very good. It's the first game that they decided to use the continuity of the instruction manual or of the novelization. So you play as the children of Jason and Eve, and you learn about their mysterious past.
I'm a little curious about that because I know for Blaster Master 0 they deliberately used the lore they used in the English version of Blaster Master.
Well, it's sort of like that. It's so there was the original Blaster Master came out. In Japan, it was just you're some dude with a tank and you just fight aliens on an alien planet. The English version, they worked in, okay, you got a frog and you gotta, defeat the mutants to save your frog. And then there was the novelization. The novelization of the game was the Worlds of Power book, and
I'm really liking this way Zenik's dodging right now.
This is pretty nice.
It's pretty freaking good. He's just going up. It's so big brain. I fucking hate it, but like, goddamn.
This is absolutely the safe way to play this.
I hate this so much, but it's so smart. This is the slowest fight ever. We're gonna find out that this, like, the damage resets because he doesn't, like, leave properly.
They can't possibly be resetting. This absolutely has to work.
This is baffling. If he kills it, does 20 Senseeds kill?
I don't know.
I feel like it should.
This is incredible.
This is unbelievably stupid. It's a shame it's so slow, but like, I've never seen someone try to just avoid beating the boss's face in so hard. He's not switching phases, which is concerning me. I don't think Mr. Seeds will hurt. Nah, that didn't do any damage. You know it's not doing any damage. It's not making the sound. And that was the Ember Seed sound, so you know Ember Seeds don't do any damage.
Yeah, alright. I think he's picking up that this isn't working.
He knows where to find more sensitive, though. I don't think this.
There we go. Boss is dead.
Oh my god. That was so fucking stupid.
This is the majesty of doing these blind races.
God. But like, I'm just thinking about this and like, okay, yeah, like you could kite him, like, cause you can still move, but maybe Zedek just wasn't comfortable with the controls so much. Like, this is how I'm fighting him. It's just so funny.
Well, if they hate the controls for swimming, the next goal is going to be bad.
Yeah.
Zenek, you're done. There
No,
we go.
Zenek's not. Oh, okay, Zenek is done, in fact.
And there is the time done. Zenek was not, in fact, in the race. So keep in mind, Zenek started half an hour behind everybody. So Zenek's SRL time would be closer to 3 hours, 22 minutes, and 46 seconds, which would have put him ahead of Hopscotch in third place. All right, so unfortunately we're not gonna watch Muir spend 400 rupees attempting this dance game to get whatever the prize is. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna raid Muir.
Remember, the raid message is batters up.
Batters up is what Alpha wants us to say. So at any rate, that's it for this week. We will be back next Sunday with the next segment of this game. It'll be the fourth segment of the game, and that'll be dungeon number 7. We will have one more segment after that. Also, not this Tuesday, not in 2 days from now, but a week from Tuesday, we're going to have another special game, and I think maybe on Tuesday I'll reveal what that is, so everybody will find out. That'll be on a Tuesday evening, late in the evening, so that'll be a different time than we're used to. And that'll be a one-off race. That will not be a segmented race of a fun Amiga game that a few folks may be familiar with if you follow some other channels. But it'll probably be a total surprise to everybody else. And of course, if you have any ideas for other segmented races you'd like to do, when we finish up Zelda Oracle of Ages, we're going to have another segmented race to go. So at any rate, thank you for your co-commentary today, Alpha.
Yeah.
And we will see you folks here again on the Mystery Funhouse. Have a good evening, have a good weekend, and we'll catch you again next time here on Mystery Funhouse. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.